operations, tricking the Time Lord. You succeeded in that endeavor. You did terrible battle in the throne room, the Dragon of Time and his disciples. And around halfway through, as the dragon began to see doom on the horizon, he offered a choice to the party. That he could send you back in time to a point of your choosing, a time of a crucial decision gone wrong, of a more peaceful, happy time. He could do that for you, and he'd be willing to. And all sort of stuck their middle fingers into the air, except for Thalia. Thalia wanted to be returned to her old lover, long lost to time, Leonis, and returned back to a couple months ago when they were sailing aboard the Skyfios. In that moment, Leonis was overwhelmed to see Thalia, but promised her that he would see her again, that not time nor any god would stop him from seeing her, but she had a part to play, as did he, and asked her to return. And so she held him to that promise, and through the power of wish was just barely able to tear open that portal back again. And Thalia returned to the battle at a crucial moment, providing Gyasi with the power he needed to slay the dragon. And with that, the day was saved up in the throne room. You traveled into the vault. You freed Zeus, to which he was quite angry, and invited you all to come rid his mountain of the Titan menace above. As you all found your way to the open gardens, Zeus threw lightning bolt after lightning bolt, laying low demon, devil, and giant as they all fled to the four winds, and then, with his help, descended upon your enemies, the first of which was the completely blindsided Koios, who was held by the power of Katara, while the rest of you just opened fire on his ass. Zeus, his vengeance not yet appeased, turned to face his son Astarios, Cryos' son Astarios, who flew in a fury for all that he had lost in the war, and that is where we are. I need everyone to roll initiative. Please, thank you. Evie don't want that smoke. The Fates go back inside because they're not meant for battle. And Athena is joining the battle. This will be fun.
Who knows? Maybe I nat 1 on 3 attacks on the luck.
Who knows? Anything is possible. Zeus! Drop another diss track, and my life is yours. Alright. Let's do some rolls. And you've got Ouroboros, as usual, over there. Cool. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Zeus rolling real good. At 24. Yeah. Rolls the same. Cool. Exact same. That's never happens. Oh,
28 yeah. For Mr. Silo Notes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
22 for Alicia.
Oh god. And for the bad guy, not quite as determined. Okay, does anyone else have anything above a 20? How about 20 to 15?
15.
What'd you get, Gyasi?
20 even.
20 even. What's that?
15.
15, thank you. What about 15 to 10?
I got 14.
14. Good job. Ooh. You know what? What are we gonna do about Katara? Does anyone want to handle Katara? She's got a pretty complicated block. I'm gonna say, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Katara was like, I'm gonna go free the gods. I'm very satisfied with my whole monster. I'll be back. And then she's gonna go take care of some gods and bring some gods out of their imprisonment. And not be Katara's contribution.
Sure.
Okay, so let's hop to the combat. Silenos, Gloomstalker that you are, your doe, you could either be mounted on your doe or beside your doe, whatever you want, but you and Athena arrive at the peak of the Fates just as the battle's emerging. What do you want to do?
Okay, so like I've got her out. We're on the battlefield.
Yeah, she's come with you to the battlefield. Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, so as long as we're there, I will be astride my doe.
Okay.
And yeah, he's fast as frick, so I'm gonna go towards this guy.
Alright.
Not gonna get too close, but maybe I'll get within 60 feet within the air.
Sorry.
I'll just like fly. If I just can't really tell with the angle where he is.
No problem, no problem. Sorry, I just had to choose my.
Yeah, it's all good. Sorry.
So 60 feet about there. Would you like to be like closer, further?
Maybe I'll be a little to the side, but yeah, like that's a good level. Maybe a little more towards the mountain.
Think so?
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so you want 60 feet. I'll drop it down a bit if that's what you want to be. So that's 60 feet of speed right there.
Cool. Yeah, I will take two shots. Sharpshooter.
All right, go for it.
It's gonna be a natural 20.
That's the way to start the game. Go for it.
Curb stomp.
Okay, just give me a sec, 'cause I want to figure out some math before I roll it.
No worries, I'll take a nice minute.
I'll make it a hill giant strike.
All right.
Strength saving throw DC 17.
He will quite easily overcome that.
All good, no problem. Just some extra damage. Okay, now let's roll them up. Wow. Okay, so It's gonna be 88 damage on that shot.
Yeah, 80 damage, not bad. He comes flying in, bearing a sword. Yeah, bearing this long, almost like sunlit sword as he's like flying in, and you just like right under the armor, perfect shot.
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark him.
Okay.
2 more shots.
Go for it.
Sharpshooter. Perfect. 28 to hit.
Oh yeah, we're good. Good.
$33 damage.
33 damage. Understood. Got a shot.
I'll keep flying like maybe 60 feet towards the mountain, like kind of over that space. And just as I'm flying, I'll take one more shot.
You to the words, you mean like over here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I understand.
So kind of banking a little bit, just to spread. And yeah, I'll take another shot. Sharpshooter.
Weirdo's got like one normal speed.
Yeah, he has like 480 feet of speed.
Whew.
So yeah, that's why I'm just
Over
not.
here.
Yeah. That's why I'm not even that worried because I don't want to even be too far from everyone. But yeah, that is going to be a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit. You go to shoot him, and he's got these like orbs sort of like floating around him, and almost make him look like he's got like a little constellation planet. And as you shoot, one of them a couple of them come to his arm and then inflate into a great shield that blocks it.
Cool. I will do a Stalker's Flurry. Just redraw another shot. If I look, actually I can't look. Never mind. I'm just gonna it's all good. I just wanted to know how hurt my friends are.
Oh, okay. What's the range of your blind sight?
300 feet.
You're good. You can see everybody through blind sight. You're all good.
Okay. From what I remember, Thalia was very hurt, correct? Oh, I thought you took a bunch of damage.
So I'll say other than some scrapes, the one's looking pretty good.
Okay, cool. Then yeah. I'll just take a last shot. I'll just redraw an arrow and take another shot.
All right. So here we go there.
Oh, another nat 20.
Nice.
You're kidding.
Get it.
Wow.
Get it. The sphere.
Hello, Brandon. We're very happy to see you. That is going to be 86 damage on that shot.
Good grief.
Can you do that one more time?
86.
86. Good heavens. Good heavens. Man, you just these 4 arrows ring out. He only manages to block one. One hits him and he mostly doesn't notice it, but the other two, oh, this Titan is hurt. Not bloody, but he will note the damage you've dealt.
Cool. Yeah.
As you strike him, he sort of looks over and he sort of speaks, and as he does, his voice almost booms like the heavens, and he goes, "Who are you? I do not recognize this god."
I am nothing. That is what I will reduce you to. As I just lance off gods of darkness.
Oh fuck, never mind. I tap out. But it's too late. It's Zeus's turn.
That's gonna be all, sir.
That's great. Well done, man.
Sorry to take a while, guys.
No, it's all good. We're gonna take some legendary actions. Athena is going to flip around on her back heel, sort of swings around in the dirt, and she's going to throw her spear up at him. She wants a little taste of the action. You see that there is a little smile on her face as all the plans have gone well, and that works just fine for her. She's going to deal 30 damage. She's going to put an Art of War surgical aim strike on it to make it 37 damage instead. And then Zeus is going to take his legendary action before his turn. He's going to turn around. He's going to 2 bolts of lightning will fly down from the sky, and he'll catch them in either hand. And one of them he will throw across the battlefield, and he's going to use a Sky's Wrath on him. It's very hard to dodge lightning, and remains so for this guy. He tries to dodge and rolls a good 24, but it's not enough. And he's going to take 19 lightning damage. Just finish it then. But then it's Zeus's true turn. He is going to fly 80 feet. He says, Astorius, you may be the gods of stars and planets and dusk and arts of astronomy, but I am the destroyer. And he is going to, we're going to see if he gets his thing back. He does. He is going to charge up the bolt he still has in his hand, the power of the Master Bolt once more, and he is going to fling it forth again. His greatest power. But he's going to fail his dex save again, and he's going to take 122 lightning damage.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's an area of effect, but Zeus doesn't care right now. He's just hitting him with one now. So he's going to take 385 damage, and then Zeus is going to use his bonus action, Herald of Bolts, and some residual lightning that's sparking across his body is just going to latch out at him. And he's going to take a 17 additional lightning damage.
I think Silenus feels the static electricity and just kind of shudders.
Oh boy. And you deal, like, pretty much the same amount of damage that Zeus did in his turn. So
He just he's scared of that, to be honest, because he saw the strength, but now he can just feel it.
Yeah. And for you who can't see with eyes, you don't see the flash of light, you feel it. You feel that atmosphere, that tingle, and it is terrifying to behold. Athena will take her legendary action before her turn, and she is going to do another spear attack. That's a natural 20 on her spear attack. She'll do another surgical aim for 7 additional damage. So that'll be 27 damage plus plus another 30 damage on top of it. And then she will take her full turn. She cannot jump that high. So she is just going to take 3 spear attacks again. Roll the surgical aim, so she's going to deal an additional 21 damage on top of the initial damage because they all definitely hit. That's going to be 29 25, 26 additional damage. As Athena throws her spear, before it even makes his mark, her hand's already back, and seemingly as the spear is striking the enemy, it's already back in her hand, and even though she's just like throwing spears, it's like she herself is like a hail of spears, as if she were a single individual. She's one individual, but it's like she's an army unto herself of spear throwers. And she throws them surgically well, perfectly around the armor, perfectly into the most dangerous bits. And that is going to be her turn. Zeus will take his legendary action to perform a mighty step. As he's in the air, he takes a step forward and vanishes. And then as he reappears and his foot comes down into the air, there's a crack of thunder across the entire sky. And but he's going to fail his saving throw and take 13 thunder damage as Zeus enters melee range. He is on his last legs. Alicia, what would you like to do?
Well, damn. How far away is he? What was that? What was that you said, Ryan?
Nothing. Just go for it. Your turn.
Okay, my turn. How far away is he?
He is from you. 100 and we'll call it so 160 feet.
160 feet. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to get to him like this, but I will cast by look upon him, and knowing I can't get there, I'll just start throwing some spells around, and I'm gonna cast Ice Storm at level 6.
All right, what's the range on that?
300 feet.
Oh, you'll get him. All right, what do you need from me?
I just needed to be hold on. It's a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, centered on a point within range. I'm gonna move it out of the way of Zeus, to be clear.
Yep. And what do I need to roll? Do I need to roll a con save or something?
Yeah, he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Understood.
And he needs to make a 20 save throw.
For dex save, that is going to be a 27.
Huh. Okay, sure.
All right, give me half damage, but I'll still
Okay.
half, I think.
Okay. Okay, hang on. 8. Okay. I think that was like. Oh, let me go. Let me roll 2 more. Hold on. Just so I'm getting this right. 22 damage. A mixture of.
To 11?
Yeah, sure.
So that's half damage. Very, very, very hurt. The ice sort of pelts into him. The floating planets around him sort of block and defend him from most of the damage, but not all. So anything else?
No, that'll be it. I'll just keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on that other Titan right there to make sure she doesn't. What happens there?
Yeah, you see her looking up at Zeus, and frankly Silenos as well. Like just looking at the gods, but Silenos included, with like shock and terror. Definitely intimidated to do anything. That is going to bring us to Gyasi's turn. What would you like to do there, Gyasi?
I am hell and gone from where he is.
Yeah, you're a little far away.
We'll see. Fly speed right now of 60. Move is 60.
You're 195 away.
Dash is another 60. I can move me 180. That's the best I can do. That's move, dash, and a bonus action dash.
180 feet, alright.
Yep.
180 will get you. I find furry friend. Pretty damn close. Get to right there as you zoom across the sky as fast as you can.
And that's everything.
And that's it, it's the turn. Alright. Olympus. Mighty son of Zeus.
The son
Welcome
of
back.
Zeus has returned.
So, just so you know, you have 60 feet of fly speed. Zeus has given this to all of you. You are raging. What would you like to do, my friend?
He's got a few other things too that I wrote down.
Okay. Anything active?
Yeah, he's got, because there was less than a minute between these
Yeah.
two.
Oh yeah.
So you've got 3 charging strikes, so only one more before you get to use that feature.
Charging strikes.
Your gauntlets.
Your
Gauntlets
gauntlets.
have 3 charges.
Oh, you were Jaegering?
Oh yeah, I was having a ton of fun. We found out you can throw your gauntlets and they'll return back to you, so that's kind of cool.
It's canon now that you can Baymax your gauntlets.
I swear to God, I asked Ryan that one time and he said no.
It happened. It happened.
I was in the moment trying to, because I think I remember saying no, and then I looked at the feature and they're melee weapons, and I don't know. So.
Your elemental cleaver is on the gauntlets, and you also have holy weapon, and you have an extra D4 for being huge right now, and that's gonna last for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, that's a point. Yeah, enlarged. Yeah. So you're gargantuan size right now because you took enlarged potions.
Oh my God.
And you use your vengeance up.
Vengeance.
Your vengeance charge from the jewel.
Yeah, I use that up.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, you're at 233 hit points.
233.
Yeah, you took some hits. Took some hits. What would you like to do? You see the Titan Astarios pretty far across the battlefield. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I would like to action dash towards him. Flying.
All right, 120 feet closer. Puts you right there.
Okay. How far is that?
You are 70 feet.
70 feet?
70, yeah.
Okay. Action dash. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really reach him.
And you just use your actions. Unless you got a bonus action.
I believe I do. Let me see.
That's a good point. You're gargantuan size, so I would give you. Oh, you take it 4 squares. So if you're 80, then that's 2 squares from you. So 70. So actually, no. I take it back. You're being 60 feet. because he takes up 2 squares towards you and you 2 towards him because you're gargantuan.
Really? Okay. In that case, I believe I will throw. What damage type is my elemental cleaver, Thalia?
I did thunder.
Thunder? Good. Very good. I also made my name Ouroboros the Thunder. So I am going to sort of punch the air and like send the gauntlet forward and try to hit him in his jawline.
Alright, can you do that as a bonus action?
No, I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Alright. I'll tell you what, I'll give you. You missed all of the ass kicking last session, I'll let you have it this one time. In this moment, you're just. The wind is on your side, you're fighting beside your father, and as you're rushing forward, that momentum carries you forward. I'll let you have 1 attack. I'll let you have 1 attack as bonus action.
I appreciate you, homie.
No.
21 to hit.
21 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. That is. Okay. Plus 2d6. Plus 2d8. And plus 4. So if I can see the log. There we go. Alright, that is 14. 26 damage with that punch.
Your gauntlet goes flying
30.
across the.
30.
What?
Excuse me. 30. With the plus 4 from the raid.
Okay, 30. You fly forward at great speed, 120 feet. And as you do, your hands forward, and as you come into a break, your gauntlet flies off of your hand and vibrates with thunderous power. And as it smashes into the side of Astarion, or not Astarion, Astarios, how do you defeat him?
You did that just for me, and I love you so much for it. I think seeing the fight and seeing how my father is taking all the glory, I just sprint up and the ground beneath me shatters as the weight is displaced. And I fly up and fling my armored fist with all the momentum behind it. And as it hits, it just begins to cave in its jaw and slow motion as it just like, yeah.
Incredible. Your gauntlet flies across it as it smashes into him and lets off another crack of thunder that resounds throughout the sky. And Astarios falls from the air as the god of the night sky, of planets, of stars, of suns, finds his way to the ground. And we'll need someone to send him off to Tartarus. And with that, the battle is won. Zeus continues to sort of heave heavily as if not satisfied. And he looks around and says, "There is but one more on this mountaintop. We shall go claim him. We shall go claim his defeat." And he will fly down and sort of hover above Astarios, who's barely conscious, and says, "You, Astarios, you did not fight in the Titanomachy. You did not know the wrath you faced. So now know, as you linger in Tal'Dorei to consider escape, know that I stand above it. Know that if you try to leave once more, you will meet my bolts again. You will fall." And then Astarios sort of loses conscious, and Zeus sort of signals for everyone to follow. It says, "Father, I will free my siblings." And he says, "Good, go." and he will take the rest of you guys, Gyasi, Alicia, Thalia, Ouroboros, and Silenos, and tear off around to try and find another foe to beat. And indeed, he will find it without too much time.
Is Athena good like on speed, or would she want my dough? Because like she could be like our size if she wanted to, right?
She's good. Like
Okay, cool. Yeah. She's the god. I figured. Just offering.
yeah. It's
I think he's probably just like going at the reins. Like he's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's quite satisfied with her amount of speed, and plus you guys are cleaning up pretty good. She's not worried about having to release everyone immediately. Nor is Zeus. You guys fly across, following in the wind trail of Zeus until you come to the other side of Mount Olympus and land upon this bridge. You are all going to see the final Titan residing here. You are going to see Cryos. Who you have been told is the god of stars and constellations. He is also known as the Ram, and you will see why in this moment. You see this heavily armored Titan standing. He has a helm, not unlike Phobos or any of the children of Ares, and it has large ram horns off of the side. And he stares up at the sky where the stars twinkle out here in twilight, almost, not uncaringly, but almost forlornly, almost a little crestfallen-like, up to the sky. And sort of sighs, and Zeus says, Cryos, it's time for your defeat. Face me. And Cryos says, it will not be necessary, great Zeus, for I am defeated. I know my defeat when I see it, and I submit to you and your torments. Zeus says, no. I will not accept your surrender. I will beat you down to the earth. You will know defeat. I will claim your heart for battle. I do not accept your cowardice from my bolts. Face me now, or I will have you as a coward. And he'll try and intimidate Cryos into fighting. You're all wound up. Cryos says, great Zeus, your powers are legend even in the deepest, darkest parts of Tartarus. You may not prove it to me here. Zeus says, do you fear harm? Uncle. Do you fear defeat? Is this why you cower from challenge? He says, I do not simply wish to waste anyone's more time. He says, face me. Last chance, or I will plunge this bolt deep into your heart and you will remember it for all time. Cryos lets go of his axe. Yep. As it hits the ground, it does rumble the bridge, and some of you kind of, oh shit. Zeus looks down at it and sneers. And he's going to draw back his hand and pull forth the Master Bolt from his very power. He's going to throw it across the bridge with great anger and wrath, and it will slam into the chest of Cryos, and he'll go, yeah, and silence. You get in on that. Yeah, you just open up with Zeus. 3 or 4 arrows just fire around Zeus as he throws his great bolt, and it hits Cryos in the chest, lifting this Titan up off of his feet as he rolls across the back of the bridge and falls limp. Feeling gone. Uninterested in continuing to battle, and unable at this point. And Zeus says, no other Titans on this mountain. Almost a shame. Almost. And he turns to all of you and says, and so it is done. Olympus is mine once more. It is Olympus's once more, and the king may sit on his throne. I will take pause. But I expect I am owed a great debt to each and every one of you who stand before me. Let the gods assemble. Let the throne room ring true with the voices and spirits of gods. And let you come before me and let me know of your heroism. Let me know how you saved Olympus. And there will be reward in exchange. Olympus owes you all a debt that I will see paid. But rolls his eyes and says, now I shall look for my high guardian and see if I cannot find any trace of my father or my uncle. If I can, rain wrath down upon them. The wind swirls around him, and with sparks around his body, he will lift up off alone into the air and return back up to the throne room to peer down what has become Greece since last you looked upon it. Leaving you all a moment of reprieve, where you might take a moment, go around Olympus, do what you wish to do, talk amongst yourselves. But as Zeus said, he expects to see you in the throne room just as soon as you can, just as soon as you're ready, but not a moment before. The battle is won, Olympus is claimed, and now is the time for celebration.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Salanos is just say, I have to go check on my mother. Does anyone want to get on?
Sure.
Go.
Thalia-
Yeah, I'll take Thalia's hand, put her off, and then go to the Temple of Artemis, and then also after the Temple of Aphrodite.
Okay.
Sweet.
Fantastic. So we'll head there first, and we'll see what everyone else has to do or wants to do. All right. You guys did your thing pretty freaking quick. Since you left Athena, you flew over there for a couple turns. Certainly not enough to expend all of your haste, Silos. And then, the god found himself. The Titan found himself quite defeated quite quickly. I may have not decorated the interior space of every temple, but bear with me. So you fly down, Tylos, and you land with your dough as the haste will wear off in this moment, and
Yeah.
you'll hop
I'll just
off.
like get a water skin and like just like some kind of like treat or like some like crazy beast meat or something, and just let it like rest on the grass.
Yeah, and it'll be fine in a moment, but
I know it's celestial, but just the act of it.
yeah, an act of kindness. And you give it some reprieve, you give it some care, and then very quickly thereafter, Silos and Dal, you go barging in to the doors, and you move quite swiftly. Seemingly, you're not the only one who thought to come here first. As you open the doors, you will see Artemis. She is held in a deep, caring embrace with Athena, and they're sharing a moment of love together.
Oh, you're okay.
It's
Sorry.
like, I feel very much like
Yeah, Silenos also backs up, but then just like makes eye contact with Artemis, and I just had to get here first. Take your time. We have to go check on Aphrodite, and I'm just gonna immediately leave.
You're not even gonna let your mom have a chance to ask about what the hell happened to your eyes.
Most definitely not.
Yeah, most definitely not. Yeah, they're both like, and you're like, hey, and they're like, and you're like, I'll be right back. And they're like, but before anyone can get anything out, you like hop on your dome and fucking fly away. And Thalia, we'll just for funny's sake say like you haven't quite gotten in there yet, and it's almost literally like runs in, like runs.
Like, no, Thalia, it's okay. We can go check him out. Let's go.
Okay. Bummer, I didn't get to see it.
You didn't get to see it?
Right, is that what you're saying?
But why don't you make me a perception check? Perception check.
Or an insight on Thalanos. He's probably pretty flustered.
Yeah, 14. Yeah,
Can
passive insight recognize something's going on here because he's like, Talos is suddenly like, oh no, we're good, and like gets on, you're like, it's out of character. And you just like, as the doors are closing, you do see Athena and Artemis, they just kind of look at each other and like reach for each other before the doors close, and you go with that.
Can I make an insight check?
You're not there, unfortunately.
Okay, sorry. Understood.
Okay. But you go flying around, and very quickly you're going to see some stuff going on over here. You will see Thalia as you're riding in the three graces. You're going to see Eros, you're going to see Psyche, and you're going to see Aphrodite, all standing about in the gardens of Aphrodite. Some were captured, some were not. You will see Rhea there as well. But as you fly in on Dobak with Silenos, you will see all as well. And Aphrodite and Rhea seem to be having a rather pleasant conversation, in fact.
Okay.
But all seems to be quite well. As you fly in, feel like a little wave. But you do see Eros and Psyche are happy and united and alive.
Both of them were captured, right?
That's right. Eros was captured in the initial thing, and then Psyche later. Yes.
I'll go to them first and give them an embrace and say, "Oh, it's so good to see you both here and alive and well."
Yeah, they take your embrace.
Thalanos will come as well, and he'll produce the Eros' short bow. He'll say, Your Grace, I believe this is yours.
He goes, "Oh, Silenos, thank you. I've been wondering where this went." And he'll take it from you, and he'll give you a big hug, and he gives you a hug as well. He says, "Oh, so good to see you, sister. You did it. You saved Olympus. I can hardly believe it. I remember when you were just this big, and you just come out of your of mother, and oh, you were a lovely baby, and you're a lovely baby now."
And Phoebe, how are you?
Psyche.
Psyche, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Psyche says, "Oh, I'm much better now. Now that me and Eros are back together." And she puts her arm around Eros, and he holds her. And as he's talking to you, Eros is looking at her very affectionately, like playing with her hair. She just kind of keeps talking to you, like not really noticing, as he's kind of just like being all infatuated by her. She says, I'm so glad. Things can be back the way they were. And Ouroboros, he told me to go to Thrace and to help the people there, and he was right. And I may have been captured, but I'm not disappointed about it. I needed to go. And she gives you a hug. Because I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, you were so brave to go. That was quite the undertaking.
As well, I've had larger challenges in my life. And she looks at Eros, who kind of like chuckles, and she sort of laughs, and then they start kissing, and then they almost forget that you're there when you stand there.
I'll take my leave.
And you just walk away, like okay, and you leave.
That's great. I love it. Not in a salty way, but like have your moment.
Yeah, and you walk away. You see the three graces are there. They all come up to you, Thalia, and they go, "Oh, Thalia, so good to see you." And they like little kisses on the cheek and like hugs, and the beautiful three graces come up. And they just like are exquisite and happy to see you. And eventually, if you wish, you may approach Rhea and Aphrodite. And Aphrodite is very excited to see you. And as it is with gods, perspective changes so strangely. But as she approaches you, she hugs you so affectionately, compassionately, caringly, lovingly in her arm, her bosom, and pulls you back and plays with your hair. And she says, "As you always were, my love, you're a hero of Olympus."
Was Aphrodite captured?
She goes, "Oh no, I wasn't captured. No.
Okay.
They got Athena though.
Yeah.
That should tell you something.
It certainly does. I'm impressed you evaded capture, and I'm glad you are well. And you're catching up with Rhea here?
Yes, it's been some time. It's been a couple of decades, I think. And Rhea just sort of smiles. Her smile is very altering. There's like a deep sadness to this woman that very easily shows itself. Doesn't take much to see like every smile is forced. That she's a woman who probably struggles a lot, or or Titaness who struggles a lot, even now. And yeah, and Rhea says, "You did well. You did well. Thalia, was it?"
That's right. And thank you for your help. We were able to circumvent a great deal of danger, I believe, with your help.
I'm glad to hear that.
Mother, I'm hoping you can help me with something.
Just anything, darling.
I need a reliquary.
Oh, of course, dear. Of course. Let's go get you one. Let's go get you one. And she'll take you inside, and she'll go through some of her items and artifacts and things and stuff. She'll say, well, what do you think about this one? She has there's a small collection of various boxes. She's like, what do you think about this one? Is the gold a little much? Maybe we could do some silver. And she just kind of goes into it, and I don't know, you're shopping for reliquaries, and eventually you end up with one, and she'll open up the reliquary and produce from one of her shelves. And she doesn't wear clothes, she's not producing it from any pockets. She'll take from a shelf, and she'll come over and put a single pearl inside, and close it, hand it to you.
Oh, perfect. What kind? It's a box?
This is a reliquary. You're getting the reliquary that you need, a 1,000-piece reliquary, I believe, yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like a box, yeah. It's almost like a ring box, but it's gorgeous. It is beautifully gilded.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And well, you see in the battle against the nasty time dragon, they destroyed all of my stuff, and that's why I'm half naked right now.
Oh, I hadn't noticed. I was just thinking I rather like the look on you.
Well, thank you. I think the hide armor, well, don't tell Valerie this, but I think it's a little drab.
Oh, I know the first. It's a little bit how to put it kindly. It's a little outlandery.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not quite.
No, it
The
looks so
finer
much better in silk.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll say, well, let's get you something a little more suitable to your tastes. And she will not produce armor, but she will produce for you some very fine white, as you see in many of the paintings, the white linen silk that she will endow you with. So you can have, we'll call it fine clothing.
Cool.
But it is it's still very it covers up, but it's still very you got it wet. You know, I don't even know what to call it. The white thing that every statue wears. It's just like a cloth or a tunic or something, a shroud. I don't know. But
Yeah.
she gives you one, and it goes really nice with your sash. And right on the edges, there's maybe a little bit of gold lacing, not lacing, but embellishments, little designs up to the side. Very nice fabric.
Excellent. Okay. Do you think
Is there anything else you needed?
I need all sorts of things because I just got blasted by a time dragon. Any chance you'd give me diamonds in case my family dies?
Of course, darling, of course. I'll find you some diamonds. Whatever you want. She'll shake her mama you down. She said, well, let's go see what's going on in the throne room first. We shouldn't be too late. Too late.
Mm-hmm.
A little late.
Yeah.
And she says, well, come on, Rhea. We have a very important meeting to attend. and you three can start heading that way. Salanos, I don't know if you hung out for all of this, where your mom and, Valia's mom and her just went like shopping, kinda.
Respectful distance, yes.
Yeah, you hung out for sure. So you all, I think Eros and Psyche would go as well. They are gods of Olympus. We'll all go, and yeah, you guys can make your way up. So turning away from that, as you guys will make your way up to the top of the mountain. What about Alicia, Gyasi, or Boros? Do you guys have anything you wanted to do before the session of the throne room is called?
Okay. Alicia's gonna go find and check on Valerie to make sure she's okay because she was in a hole. I understand it.
Yeah, you find Katara as she's like releasing some god that you don't know about, and she goes, "Yes, what is it?"
Where did Valerie go? I'm confused.
Oh, I almost forgot about her. Right. And she'll take out this black fabric and lay it out on the ground in the hole. And Valerie will stick her head out and like scramble out. And they're like,
Valerie, what happened?
there is a body in there. There was a dead body in that hole.
Katara, what is this thing?
It's my special hole. I like to keep things inside of it.
Dead things?
Sometimes, yes.
Well, let's not keep living things in there, okay, my dear?
Why not?
Well, not all things are, not all people are quite like you. They are not always comfortable, so attached to dead things.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
True, but just sometimes when you put things away, you tend to forget them. I don't want to forget about Valerie.
I see.
I see.
Well, I'll keep that in mind in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for keeping her out of danger.
All right.
And I pull Valerie aside and I fell around the floor. I said like, "Oh my God!"
For what?
That I see the Sky Tyrant. He is as wow. And I described everything like the on the wind rushing and everything. The guy is a temper. He is filled with rage.
That's what they say. That's what the stories say. That he's a real mean dude.
I was like, Orbo seems so nice. I'm amazed that's his father.
It must be from his mother, whoever she is.
I haven't heard great things about his mother either. I'm not sure where he gets it from.
I don't know. Weird.
But
now,
the
other day.
But now we are assembling. The gods are assembling, and they will be meeting soon. All of us to confer on to plan, confer, and talk about what to do next. We just need to touch base and be sure of what we want to say to them.
Right. We should do that.
Because
okay.
we are basically diplomats.
Right. Well, I'll be at your side, but you should probably take the lead because this is your job and all, and I don't want to step on any toes. So, what do you think you're gonna say?
We could say. I'm just trying to remember exactly what. I'm just nervous right now. I'm just trying to remember exactly what it is Maeve and the others told us to say.
Well, I think all that we were told to say, or is that we wanted to peacefully, diplomatically, talk, and we are here as fighters and stuff, but our talker, Ian Warren was going. I think a lot of druids were saying Ian Warren should do a lot of the talking. So I guess we're just trying to see if we can get Zeus to just talk to one of us and talk at length.
That he might invite Ian Warren here.
Yeah, see if they'd be willing to invite Ian Warren here and let us stay here and be cool with the land of Gaia, because I don't think they know about that.
Yeah, yes, and even more the fact that he knows he's going to find out that we have an entrance here. I doubt he's going to be happy about that.
Well, it saved him, so
let's maybe not mention that immediately, but
Right.
we say we are here to do what we did to make war. We say we are here to make war and peace, war against the Titans, and we hope to make peace with the gods.
Right, we're here to make peace, become in peace,
We want to
try a way forward, something like that.
we want to invite we ask him to allow our leader Ian want to come here and to so he might speak with Zeus, so we might encourage them to step away from the world. Even that's that's a bit. But first things first. Just at least maybe let us make peace first, and first things first. That's long term. That's long.
Yeah. We just want to peacefully talk. That's really what we're just trying to establish.
We want to make peace with our old enemies, so we can focus on the greater threats.
Right. Keep it super
Vague.
Aggressive, super. We just want to talk, make peace.
We ask him that he might allow Ian Warren into his world and into Mount Olympus to speak with him.
Yeah. I mean, we can know. If he's like, let me in lands of Gaia, I'd be like, we gotta be as nice as we can, but be like, no, you know. But, yeah, we'll let Ian Warren handle the big stuff, but we just gotta make sure that he will let Ian Warren come here and they can just talk. And he can handle it.
I'm also, that's one thing which Ian Warren's he's the wisest of us. He'd probably know what to say, but that's not the only thing, Valerie. Is there any chance you think my father could be in there?
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably, absolutely.
Because Dahlia just
coming on the gods or whatever, right?
Because Dahlia said to Zeus, said to the Sky Timer, like, she's the Savage One's daughter, like, and she just said that to him for him to know that I'm on their side, but I wasn't hoping she'd say that. Oh Lord, what am I able to say? What do I even say to him?
I don't know. Hi.
I just
look.
So many things I want to say, but don't know where to even begin. But
what do you want to get out of it? What do you want to get out of meeting this guy? Meeting your father?
I don't know.
Just start with hello. Make conversation.
What if he's an asshole?
Then you'll have learned something valuable about your heritage.
Anyway, how are you doing?
Me? I'm happy to be in the hole and supposed to be in the hall with our greatest enemies.
Well, we stick close to each other. What about Thalia?
What about her?
Are you concerned at all about?
Sort of. Oh, right. The time thing. Yeah, I'm pretty concerned.
I mean, she left you. I mean, and can you believe her? She left you about him, and she went off. No, she came back. To be fair, she came back, but I was amazed by that.
Alicia, I mean, before Thalia came to the lands of Gaia and helped me with my own problems, I probably, ashamed to say it, but I probably would have done the same thing. Look, you're in their world now, Alicia. Chances are you're going to start to experience what I've been experiencing, all of these things that the gods make happen, like this passionate love thing, and we're in a different world now, not ruled by the druids, we're ruled by the gods. We're going to experience things through the way they want us to, you know?
Does it make you want to jump off a cliff like that?
Love it's powerful. And when you lose it, it's like it all reverses. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like all the happiness and joy and pain, or all the happiness and joy and passion, it just like it reverses on itself. And as high up as you were, like you're on top of a mountain, you're suddenly in a pit just as deep.
Well, you are a very forgiving soul, clearly. Stand aside.
We both know I'm not that forgiving, but I just understand this all.
Well, you'll have to talk with her. I might have to talk with her as well, but
I'll talk.
well, we're going to do this. We'll be there together, okay?
Yeah, first things first, let's deal with the gods. And then I'll...
And we're gonna go reconnect, and I tell Val we should go meet up with the closest one, maybe Ouroboros, and try to touch base and try to remember which names they have, because calling his father the Sky Tyrant is not diplomatic.
We'll say that, like, as you and, I think as archdruids, you guys would have been given the names at some point, like, given the actual, like,
But we'll just
rather than the comment. So we'll say, like, as you two begin making your way up towards the throne room, you and Val start, like, working out. You're like, okay, the lover is, like, it's Aphrodite. And then there's...
Zeus is the Sky Tyrant. That's simple to remember.
What's the slaughterer again? It's like a short A name.
The who?
Slaughterer. What is it?
You mean Artemis, the one with the arrows?
No, she's the slayer. Who's the slaughterer?
Oh, Ares. He's the one.
Yeah, and you two go up and you guys keep trying to work up.
But we're both confused by. But wait, how can Athena and Ares both be gods of war?
That's weird, isn't it? Doesn't it feel
It doesn't make sense.
it's just creating an environment where they're not going to get along. You know,
I was like, I don't think those two get along at all.
it's like having two archdruids of the same circle. You know, it doesn't.
It feels like. I mean, sometimes it could work out, but even then, yeah. When I think about it, I see your points.
Like, but it's not even like a council. It's not even like there's like three and there's like a council, a mediation. It's like there's two people vying for who's better, right?
I know. Ugh.
Oh wait, they call it blaspheming, right? They call it like blaspheming, like you're not supposed to talk bad about them.
I don't know what this is. I'm just new to this as you are. Let's just put up
be as respectful as we possibly can, and go from there.
Yeah, let's put our best foot forward.
All right. You make your way there.
I'll do the talking since I'm technically part of them.
Yeah, I'll back you up, but you take the lead for sure.
Understood. Then we go off together to try and meet up with the others.
Absolutely. Ouroboros, as your rage ends, you shrink down, but only to large size. As you are enlarged, you can grow. You are god-sized, and you can get no smaller. Not until this potion wears off. But what would Gyasi and Ouroboros like to do in the aftermath of all this conflict?
I might need an extended weekend.
Say that again?
I might need an extended weekend.
An extended recap.
Oh, an extended recap. So, yeah, that's right. So, Ouroboros, what essentially happened? When's the last session you were with us?
By 2 sessions ago?
Like 2 or 3 sessions ago.
2 or 3 sessions ago? Okay, so...
Before we got to Olympus.
Yeah, before you got to Olympus. So, essentially what happened, Ouroboros, is the archdruids, after you all talked and made good and right and all of that, the archdruids formed a council and decided that it was, too many people know about the lands of Gaia, so the best thing to do is to get ahead of it, to try and make peace with the gods. So, Elysia, being a demigod, was to be sent to try and speak to Zeus, speak to the gods, and see if they would be willing to talk with the druids so that they might come to some sort of peaceful understanding between themselves, work out the diplomacy, but simply to just go forward and be like, will you talk to someone who can represent the lands of Gaia? Yeah, and then Valerie decided she wanted to tag along to help. And then you all made your way through the tree that is like the back door into Olympus. A little ritual was held with the druids where they honored Alicia and Valerie as well as the rest of the Demithots. And then you went into Olympus, you met Rhea immediately, who immediately disclosed all the information about the Mount Olympus, like the giants that were inhabiting it, the devils, the demons, where the vault was, who was in the vault. She immediately was just like, no check required, told you everything. You all teleported into the throne room, you fought the time dragon, who offered to send some of you to whatever moment in history you wanted, which Thalia agreed to, went through in the middle of battle, and then was sent back, or appeared back, you don't know why, but she did. And the dragon was slain, the dragon's minions were slain. You all made your way into a vault underneath the throne room, and released Zeus from his prison there. And then you all went and kicked ass together. And now Zeus is summoning all of the gods to celebrate this victory and probably award the Demithots for their valor and bravery and such. So that's kind of the recap. Is there any questions?
No, I think you did it pretty good.
Okay.
I, however, have no idea what I want to do, so I'll just soak it in.
Yeah, you can just go up to the throne room and prepare to have the meeting with the gods if you wish. No problem there at all.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fantastic, fantastic. What about you, Gyasi? Is there anything that you would like to do?
I'm going to pop by the Temple of Hermes
Okay.
just to make sure that he is out and about and unharmed.
Okay. You do so. You do find Hermes there. You open the door, and Hermes and also the messenger goddess of rainbows, Iris, steps out as well, as the two of them work hand in hand. And Hermes says, Gyasi, it's good to see you. It's done. We did it. It all worked out in the end.
Well, we're partway there.
Sure, but we've got Mount Olympus back. That's huge, isn't it?
It is. There are 3 dead titans that need to get shuffled.
Right. I have my work cut out for me. My very short break is over, and I will get back to work.
I would ask you to do the following.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Give them 2 coins apiece.
2 coins apiece. Well, they're not dead. You know, you can't kill a titan by conventional means. They just need to go back. But I can give them 2 coins if you want.
That would be fitting.
All right. Very well. Is there anything else there, son?
No. Not a thing.
All right. Well.
Any other items I will pick up with Zeus at an appropriate time.
All right. Well, good job, Gyasi. You did it. You did it. And he'll kind of his arm on your shoulder and give you a nod, maybe even a hug, maybe even like a quick one of those, and then he'll blast away very, very, very fast to rally what gods are left, inform Hades of the titans that need retrieving, and departing these coins to the various titans. Very good. If there's nothing else, we can go to the throne room.
Exit stage left.
Oh, dope. Gotcha. What was that there, Gyasi? Sorry?
Exit stage left.
Yeah, exit stage left. That's right. Okay. Yes, the dragon corpse will remain. The giant fucking hole in the wall will remain. But I need to put all of the gods back where they belong. Hercules is busy. Or actually, no, we would, yeah, no, Hercules is busy.
Okay. Oh. Ryan,
Yes.
before the Demithots all enter the chamber, is it possible for us to try and get together before I go in?
Yeah. I'm just kind of getting things organized here. So we'll say that all of you meet up outside of the doors to the throne room, and if you wanted to have a quick combo before anything else happens, go for it.
Okay, I touch base with the others. All right, Valerie and I have spoken about what the two of us would want to say, but she agrees that I should say perhaps. But I wanted to speak with all of you about if it would be best to the other gods know about our hidden entrance to here to Olympus, correct?
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
I'd prefer to not reveal our hand. Zeus may see, given Zeus seems to completely live up to his wrathful nature. I don't think it might be best to reveal that the druids have hidden something so close to him for so long.
Valerie says, then maybe we just keep that to ourselves. You don't need to know the specifics if they don't ask.
I just wanted to ask if all of you could also help us keep that not secret perhaps, but not draw attention to it for now, at least for now.
Well, they're going to want to know how we infiltrated Mount Olympus.
But that would also mean potentially.
Let me put it to you this way. On the count of 3, don't think of an elephant. Athena already knows that you thought of an elephant.
It's a fair point.
Well,
I'm
we
confused.
will respect your choice, Alicia. If
It's
they want to know, they will know, whether we like it or not.
not necessarily all of them.
Yeah,
If somebody asks, it's going to be understood. You can bet that Athena minimally is going to know. It's a short logic chain for her.
Is the deceiver truly that brilliant, as they say?
horrifying.
Yes.
Talia, I would be worried about the position this could put your mother in.
Oh, don't worry about Aphrodite. She knows how to hold her own.
Well, Alicia will say, so this Athena, she can read minds, or how does her power work?
Yeah, how does the power work?
That would be a luxury to know. Unfortunately, Athena just always seems to know what's going on and have a pretty good grasp. If perhaps Thalia or Gyasi understand it more, maybe. But
That sounds like it has the potential to be incredibly annoying.
Valerie is going to look at you, Alicia, and says, do you have plane shift prepared today?
I'm just let me double check. Let me double check here. No, not today.
How about foresight?
Foresight? Do you? What was that, Thalia?
Is that a no, Alicia? No foresight today?
No foresight.
What did you prepare?
I was preparing for a fight. You know I love shape change.
Okay.
Do you have it?
You can
I have both.
you can guard your mind as much as you like, but let me lay out the simple logic chain. The simple logic chain is the gods were under the impression the druids were no more. The druids are no more. Two of them are here on the day that they get sprung from prison, one of which is a demigod.
Uh-huh.
The logic chain is very, very short.
That is fair. Okay.
Perhaps a case of don't ask, don't tell is sufficient. If they ask, be forthright.
Yeah.
That's
So-
it. Because if you're deceitful, that's also going to show.
It may be best they heard from us first before anybody else then.
Don't offer anything more than is absolutely necessary.
Well, she is known to us as the deceiver. She would know how best to see that. So I'm inclined to agree. Let's just try and get out what we got here for, and we don't have to give anything. Okay, I have an 8th and a 9th level spell available, so I can plane shift us if things go really bad, Alicia. But I'm going to cast Foresight, and that will help me know if we make a really big misstep.
Alright. I'll try not... Thalia will try not to mention your mother. And if you could, I would like to speak with her privately later.
Aphrodite?
Yes, the lover, yes.
We can make arrangements, sure.
Thank you.
Well, let's go get this done.
Valerie summons immense druidic powers to her side and will cast Foresight on herself to be able to detect the immediate future. She says, okay, let's go meet the gods.
Meet our old enemies. Ouroboros, would you lead the way?
Yes.
Right. We'll walk into the slightly remodeled version of the throne room. You will see the corpse of the dragon still lays there, unmoved, unchanged since last it was slain. But you do see perhaps a respite for many of you Demithots to see the gods once more back at their station. Well, let me see if this is the right track for it. Yeah, let's do that one. You see the gods back in their station as they once were, as they should be. The high balconies are filled with the minor gods and titans who hold true to the faith of the gods. You will see sitting in all of their thrones. Oh, he's not here. He's still trapped in the sea. My apologies. Yeah, that should be all the gods. The only ones not present are, as always, Hades and Poseidon, who is still trapped in his domain under the sea by Oceanus. But all of you enter and are delighted to see Hestia, to see Persephone's not here, to see Hestia, Asclepius, you might see Nemesis up in the stands there, Gyasi. The retinue of Zeus is not far, Kratos, Zealous, Gaia, Nike. Nike is free once more, the goddess of victory, which Zeus keeps very close at hand. And of course the Thunderer sitting once more back on his throne, the god of lightning. And he will beckon you all step forth. He says, Demithots, children of the gods, step forward now.
Yes.
I will step forward and curtsy. No.
Um,
No.
okay. Sorry, I'm not in train of thought. Just gonna put you guys down. And yeah, you guys will approach Valerie, and it sounds like Alicia maybe are hanging back.
We enter last.
Yeah,
Yes.
enter box, hang back. And Zeus will stand and descend from his throne and stand on even footing with the rest of you on the actual map. And he will say, oh yeah, I'm missing someone. Wait a second, we're missing a demigoddess. It says, you five, you children of gods here. You have saved Olympus. I have been told what you have done, and it is most remarkable. To have led the gods in my absence, to have known where to go, what to do, how much destruction to reap, and how much to save. You felled the giants, Colossus, and many titans due to you have returned themselves. We have but 4 left to destroy, to return to their prisons. And now that I have been returned, and certain deceptions and betrayals I will be needing to readdress, I am most pleased by what you have all achieved and owe you my personal thanks. Olympus shall forever be the home to each of you, should you require it, should you want it. And more than that, in this moment, so often have we gods decided to gift, decide what is worthy to give. But in these times, there is no one thing, I think, that we Olympians can give compared to your feats, your daring, your courage, your valor. So, he will look to each of you and he'll say, if you would ask something of we gods of Mount Olympus, whether it be a boon of personal power, a deed to be done on the mortal plane, anything at all, and if it is within reason to grant, I would hear it now. How might we, gods, furnish you with what you deserve? Anyone? He looks at you and says, anything. If it is within our power and within our reason to grant.
If everybody is gonna dither, Gyasi will step forward, all but just fur clad.
Fair enough. Gyasi, are you seeking new apparel?
No. I seek the following. Once the rest of the Titans have been returned to their place, once here in this room, you spoke of a day where mortals would live without the undue influence of gods. That day starts the day the Titans are returned to Tartarus. I will stand as watcher between the mortal realm and the immortal.
There is a chuckle from the balconies, maybe even a couple of the Olympians themselves. Zeus does not. He looks at you rather gravely. He says, this demigod is a mighty request.
I broke you out of prison. I gave you back your throne.
You did.
I seek nothing for myself beyond letting mortals control mortals. If at some point some other god or titan rears its ugly head, that is when your ability to put things back in place will be needed the most. But the days of petty curses people changed into swans and bulls by whim and caprice is done. That which is immortal should stay in the places where immortals belong, not in the mortal realm. Let them be. Let them chart their own fate, which is exactly what you said you wished that you would do. But with everyone pulling in every conceivable direction, you never will. If I have earned a boon by setting you free and putting you back in this throne, and Gyasi will turn and look at every god in the room, the boon that I ask is you leave mortals alone.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Big persuasion check right now.
Yeah, not my skill set either.
Thalia in this moment would like to look overtly shocked, like she didn't have anything to do with this.
Okay, make a deception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn my inspiration for that because I wasn't real happy with that. That's better. Good time to burn the inspiration. That'll be a nat 20 for 21.
21. That is what we needed in that moment. You did 29 to
I get
pretend you
29.
weren't part of this at all. And
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Okay. The gods are less chuckly. They take what you're saying a little bit more seriously in this moment, Gyasi, as you say it. And Zeus considers, and he says, "In my judgments, I have always been a god of compromise. I acknowledge, and I think all in this room acknowledge, that we gods are not creatures of perfection. We have made our mistakes, had our levities upon the mortal world, indeed used them as playthings from time to time. But does not mean that we have not been necessary. So, I will consider this. I will consider this. Once the Titans have been felled, there will come a time where I will look upon the land, I will look upon the mortal realm, and see if they are equipped to take ownership of their own world that we have fought so hard to secure. Though indeed we have caused our own path of levity and, as you have put it, caprice on the mortal world. It far has been minimized. It is far not compared to the good we have done to get things in order. But you prove good points. If it is reasonable, if I believe they have it within their power, their wisdom, to maintain this mortal realm of their own volition and power, if they can command and rule it in a way that will not end all things, then perhaps I will. But the mortals must prove to me that they can.
I will see to it that they provide you the proof.
We will speak more on this later.
As you wish, great king. And he will step all the way to the back of the rest of the group.
Look at the rest of the group and says, "Now, does anybody want a shield or something?" That was... If you could follow that with something a little less intense, I would appreciate that.
I do need a shield, in fact. one of resilience and wisdom.
Child of Aphrodite. You would seek a shield of wisdom.
Specifically resilience.
Resilience in
What you talking?
what are you referring to?
The feet.
Oh, okay, I see.
I was trying to RP it.
No, that was really good. That was really good. It says, I see. You seek wisdom. You seek to defend your mind.
That's right.
And it says, then this is a boon that I shall grant. Or rather such, Athena, and then Athena will stand and descend down to you, Thalia. And she will lean over to you so that her cheek is on yours and you get all tingled down your spine because you're in love with Athena, if you might recall. And she will whisper words in your ear, words that you will never forget, Thalia. It's only but a couple of sentences, but these are words that change the way you think of things, the way that you perceive things, the way that forevermore will shape how you defend your own awareness against tricks and traps of magic and other. And she imparts upon you a wisdom of the universe that very few, if none other, know. And you will gain the resilience feat,
Cool.
and you may dedicate that to wisdom.
Sweet. I didn't think that would work.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I just thought it would be too big of an ask. I went big.
Well, Gyasi's asking the gods to lock themselves in heaven forevermore.
Yeah.
Just take a feat. It's like, fuck it up, and then...
You roll the big dice first, then anything else looks like it's penny ante, and that's
Exactly.
That's
you get
Start big.
by.
Start big. He looks to the rest. He says, Katara says, I'm gonna take a rain check on mine, if that's okay. He goes, sure, whatever. Look to you, Silenos, and says, Silenos, I see you have paid much on your journey to meet here. What is it that you would request? What is it that you would gain from the Olympians?
While I've lost much, I understand more. I think I merely seek to meet with Hephaestus and use the strength of his creations to harness a little bit of my own power in a different way. Something to protect my friends close, as well as being able to use my bow.
You wish for the power of martial strength. Protect your allies.
I suppose so, yes, or perhaps. Sure, yes. Some way to do so. Maybe even to make it so that I am more of a target.
Is there something that you are asking for specifically?
Not specific. No, not specifically.
What-
Either a monk weapon, like I don't know, something like some kind of monk weapon, or like maybe some kind of feat or something to help kind of stand up close with like yeah. I don't know. Some way to help up close, hand to hand.
Somebody help in melee, okay. Alright, give me a moment.
Yeah, it's all good. It can even be a thing where like I work with Hephaestus to do some of my thing, or I don't know.
Alright. Well, since you asked somewhat vaguely, he will impart upon you what he thinks would be best to fulfill your request, which is
Yeah, that works.
to become a greater melee threat, essentially. and to protect your friends. Man, you got a lot of feats. You're just collecting them like Pokemon.
I don't know. I do a lot of crazy shit, so almost kind of mutilates himself for. Actually, that's a good note. He might even say maybe even something to bolster my mind, even or
But to protect your friends. Hmm.
i.e., Salanos could go power crazy.
He says you wish to be a greater martial threat. Is it that you wish to be able to stand in combat with more confidence, with more resilience, or do you wish for something specifically to protect your allies? Or shall you be strong enough to protect them yourself? You seek personal power to protect your friends with, yes?
Sure. Yes.
Very well.
It can even be a rain check too, if we can.
I think it's going to be somewhat simple. And he is going to say to you, for my children, and he sort of gestures to Ouroboros, and say, are the mightiest amongst demigods. For there are none other who are stronger, who fight more durability. So I will bestow upon you, Silos, the resilience that one of us, one of my children might carry. And he will wave his hand, and with that, he will grant you physical resilience to make you tougher in battle. You may take the tough feat, which shall grant you extra hit points.
Dope.
And that'll grant you, if I'm not mistaken, 37 new hit points, 38 new hit points.
Nice. Awesome.
Now you shall not fall unless you are ready.
Thank you, Great King.
And he will turn at last to you, Ouroboros, and he'll say, son, step forward.
Yes, Father.
He'll put a hand on your shoulder, and he'll say, with great might you have fought. You have my pride, boy. You have come to this mountain and you have freed it. And more than that, a king, a conqueror of your mother's people. I see much of myself in you, for in the early days I emerged from that cave, bolt in hand, tricked my own father, and then conquered all my family and all the menace they could bring before us, and you have done the same.
I wager to say that I have not tricked you, Father.
What was that?
I said I wager to say that I have not tricked you, Father.
I don't know.
I can't hear you very well, Ouroboros. Sorry.
I wager to say that I have not tricked you, Father.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. He says, no, don't suppose you have. I know you, son, and such a grand trickery I do not think is within your skill. No, true conquest and might, that is what I see from you. You have conquered your mother's people, and you come now to claim the mountaintop. Start, Ouroboros. I would ask you what you would ask of me, what you would ask of Olympus, as a reward for such valor.
I ask for one of two things. Either I wish that you would provide me with the ability to withstand the Time Lord's power. Allow me to withstand time. Or make me strong enough to take him head on.
Make him strong enough to take on Chronos head on or withstand time.
He smiles at you. He says, reaching ever higher. Good. Never satisfied. Something we share, boy. Something you and many of your siblings share. Insatiable need to do more. I tell you this, Ouroboros. It is only your grandfather who has unlocked the powers of time. Not even I have the power to resist its changes. Its temporal power is beyond even my grasp, for I have defeated my father through the power of lightning alone. This has been my doing, and how I have had the skill and strength to defeat Kronos. I do not have this, but if you wish to defeat Kronos in battle, if you wish the power to defeat him, I can grant you this. And we shall speak on that another time, for what I have in mind is not for these halls. We shall speak on it later today. Do not think you will be disappointed.
Very well, Father. Your judgment is the judgment.
He will turn to the hall, and he will say, tonight, we will make great celebration, for Olympus has won mighty victory this day. I sit upon my throne once more, which means Olympus belongs to the Titans, no more. And the gods may reign over the mortal realm as they are meant to find what is left of Kronos' rebellion and cast it back down into Tartarus. And the gods sort of, big cheer, big celebration. And he says, but before we proceed to such celebrations, there is something else that must be addressed. For the Demithots did not make this fight alone. They have brought and freedoms to our home. And he will sort of, with a hand gesture, that it's time for the Demithots to step aside.
Stepping aside, I'll say, these are traitors no more. Without their allyship, you'd word trapped.
And he will nod and say, and it is true that though they belong to those we would have called traitor long ago, it seems they come with different desires now. Desires to help the gods and not drive them away from their rights. How interesting. And he'll look over in Gyasi's direction and says, with their appearance, old prospects of the gods' reign being cast aside are brought up. I will entertain this for now. Step forward, visitors to this realm long forgotten to you. And he does not stand on even ground with you, he steps on his throne more.
He did that on purpose. I love that. I look at Alicia will look at Valerie and give her the nod, and we both walk forward.
You both walk forward.
I will stand 10 paces behind them with my hand on the world tree, and I don't care if anybody sees me do it.
We'll look at you, Gyasi, and definitely stare at you, acknowledge the position. He says, how interesting. outsiders, to have garnered such loyalty. I wonder what it is that you offer us now, why you have come. Speak.
I am archdruid Elysia of the circle of the moon. This is archdruid Valerie of the circle of the land. We have come here for two purposes: for war and peace. Again, to make war against the Titans, and to make peace with the gods. But you said you would offer gifts to those who rescued you, Lord Zeus. All I would ask is your permission. That you might welcome another one of ours to come here to Olympus, Archdruid Ian 1, and welcome him here with open arms as a guest and not as an enemy, and that you might speak with them.
I see. And what does this other archdruid wish to bring? It brings peace between the gods and the druids.
That would be the hope, Lord Zeus.
Make me a persuasion check. I am going to give you advantage because of Gyasi's unabashed support. Will draws attention, will be considered a help action. So you'll have advantage on this persuasion check. And a very important persuasion check it is.
13?
13 total.
Yeah.
He says, I recall the druids. I recall their plans. I am sure your histories, Archdruid, have painted us with such evil and animosity. It is true, I sent my children to kill your ancestors. Your ancestors proposed the very thing that the child of Hermes proposes now. That we gods leave the world behind, the world we fought so intensely for. It's interesting, this proposition that Gyasi has placed upon me. We gods fight and maybe die for the world below, to bring peace to the land, and once we have done so, reap no benefits. Do not keep an eye on them and let things simply fall away as they once were. Chaos that created us all. You may have helped us today. Eyes sort of wander across the room and wander back to you. And it may seem that your words are genuine. But I wonder, why would I make peace with you? For what purpose does it serve the gods?
It is true we have been enemies in the past, Lord Zeus. But you do not make peace with your friends. You make peace with your enemies. It is the hope. It is my hope that making peace with the druids would benefit both the druids and the gods of Olympus.
And that is your problem, Archdruid. A very kind philosophy you hold. You make peace with your enemies, not your friends. And maybe that is why you and your ancestors failed so long ago, because you tried to make peace. I do not make peace, archdruid. I dominate those who would take from me what is rightfully mine. When the Titans swallowed my siblings, tried to cast us from the world from jealousy, I put them down into a pit that they would never rise from again. When the giants came, I slew them in droves. And then when the druids came, I drove them from this plane. I did not make peace. I made war, and I won. So I wonder, and ask again, what do the gods have to gain from making peace with druids? What do you have that we do not?
Like, Ryan.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to make an insight check against Zeus to try and see what would be persuasive to him?
I see. I don't think that's a problem at all. Go ahead and make me a insight check.
Okay.
Roll well, friend. Roll well.
23.
In this moment, Alicia, we're deeply insightful. But alas, you can't help the heavy beating in your chest. That as this god, the sky titan himself, he speaks of the devastation you wreaked upon your ancestors, and speaks with a voice that makes the sky almost seem to rumble. You find it hard to look past his dominance and his wrath, and it's difficult to say what would persuade the king of the gods. What would persuade he who dominates all living things, the master of the universe he is called by some? What could druids have that he wants?
Fuck, what would I have what he wants? Shit.
Valerie will say, sort of quietly to you, Alicia, will say, we have the lands of Gaia. We have the lands of Gaia. We have the power of Gaia. We have not conquered. Not that we offer it. We have knowledge of Gaia. Maybe not.
We would. I look like after listening to Valerie, I look up to Zeus and say, we would offer you the alliance, the knowledge and power of Gaia, and your war against Kronos.
Knowledge and power of Gaia. He looks past you to his various Olympians. And he'll say, it is true. The god that we possess, who commands nature, is a god of agriculture, not one who commands the weather and the elements with such potency as we have seen this one. And there's sort of a chuckle in the crowd, and those of you who would be aware, see, like, Demeter is not looking very happy. Like, she seems to be quite detesting this whole situation, and in this moment is slighted by Zeus.
Does she detest me?
Make me an insight check.
Okay. 31.
21. Demeter is like there are many nature gods here. There's Dionysus, and but he does like wine. So he does like the product of grape, which is like not a lot of nature. It's more of like a token thing that he's been given. Artemis isn't really nature either. She's a huntress. She is the slayer of living beings. It's not quite the same as being a god of nature. The person here who's the most in tune with like the natural world, like the trees, the grass, and the ground, that is Demeter. And her power lies in the growth of plants. And, like, Alicia, you singularly as an archdruid, probably far outmatch her in just like raw power. She's, she's important, and she's in charge of the dominion of the natural growing world, but not in such an intense, elementally commanding way as you are. So she's not happy, no. Like, she's not happy at all. Your command of the natural world far outweighs what she's capable of. We can get into more of that later if you take time to sort of figure out what she does, but she is the primary vegetative natural god here. And she's not as in tune with nature as one who directly commands Gaia's power, such as yourself. It says, actually, I'll have you make another persuasion check at this point now, and you will have advantage for Valerie's help.
Okay. Persuasion, advantage.
Nice subtle cast guidance too, seeing that.
Subtle cast guidance, sure. Yeah, throw a little guidance on Alicia, you get an extra 4.
Oh, thank you.
Oof.
8.
8 total, advantage with a d4.
Yes.
He says, he thinks, sort of leans back and looks at you. And he looks at you in a way that makes you feel bad. In a way that's like, it's true, you do have this thing I want. Where he does recognize you have something he wants. But it's not a look of someone who's preparing to make a deal, but possibly prepare. Like, he looks at you with greed in his eye. Not with, like, diplomatic interest, but with greed. And Athena will speak, and she'll say, Father, if I may give counsel. He says, please, Athena, give counsel. He says, perhaps it is best we entertain this envoy that they speak of. It does not hurt to learn more. It never hurts to learn more. He looks at her, looks back. Very well. Very well. Bring this envoy to Mount Olympus, who will speak for your people as a whole. However, while we await this envoy, you, druids, will remain in the charge of the Demithots. They will keep their eyes upon you. And I put them in your charge, Demithots. You have done much, and all I ask is you simply keep an eye on those you have already decided to take care of.
I'll give Valerie a suggestive wink.
Valerie suddenly, she shows her what might be happening in the future, and she blushes, and kind of loses her composure a little bit. Just kind of blushes, looks at the ground, and yeah, says, with that, we will continue these discussions once your leader, your person of speaking has arrived, druids, and you will remain within the company of the Demithots until such as a time that grants you leave. Otherwise, I will accept this as a sign of hostility. If either of you decide to abscond outside and away, I will take it as an act of war. And I expect good charge from the Demithots. Is that understood?
As you wish, Lord Zeus.
Plan.
No, Thalia will bow low and say, it'll be my absolute pleasure. Keep them in my charge.
Very good. if that is the case, then tonight, let the mortals hear the rumblings of Mount Olympus as the gods stomp and drink and make merry, and know that we are going to win this war. And there's another let's go. Let's take a break. As Mount Olympus will erupt into celebration, we will return in a moment to be a part of that celebration.
Oh boy.
Cool.
It's my audio, y'all.
I'm good.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, yeah.
Yeah? Is it okay?
Yeah.
I had to do a change of location.
Happy to have you, buddy.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely, Silence. So you said con DC. What is that? Does that mean you're saving throw?
Yeah, like so that my stunning strikes can be more effective. So like I can kind of open up gaps for my allies to.
Got it. You want to?
Yeah. Not even more so of like his like strength constitution, more so of like his ability to efficiently immobilize enemies, or yeah, even could be like a different one.
Okay.
Not necessarily the name, but yeah.
Your stunning strike DC is linked to wisdom, right?
I'm not too sure. The save is DC is 17.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
But
because
yeah, stunning strike.
so
So
4 plus 3. Yeah, it's linked to your wisdom.
oh, okay.
Linked to your wisdom. So okay. So Zeus would have asked you. Let's say he would have asked you this. He says, like, do you wish to have more wisdom? Which would grant you more AC, higher stunning strike DC, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Or would you prefer like an item, a magic item instead, that might help you as a monk? It would require attunement, probably, right?
Uh, I already have full attunement slots, so maybe just something like. Oh wait, the monk thing.
What was that?
Sorry, the monk thing would require attunement.
If he was to grant you a magic item that would be potent enough to raise your DC and do a number of other things to help you monk out, it'd probably be like a pretty potent item. So yeah, it would probably require attunement.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. Let me just check something very quickly. Okay. Yeah, Silenos. Yeah, Silenos will he'll accept that.
Magic item?
Yeah. He'll say, I think I'll have to sacrifice something else, but I think that's okay.
Okay. He'll refer you then to Hephaestus, and Hephaestus will craft for you something grand. But he'll need a minute to plan that.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah, I'll make sure you do.
Sorry?
No, absolutely. Just, yeah, I want to make sure you do. No problem.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can do whatever.
Yeah, I'll start working on that. In the same vein, is that what you wanted? Or what you got?
I wasn't listening.
The boon you received from Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want?
Yeah, I mean, or are you saying I can have time to think about it?
Well, I'm giving Silenos the opportunity to swap it because it wasn't exactly what he asked for. So I'm asking the same thing.
Can I think about it?
Sure, we'll remove the feet though. In the meantime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
I'll do the same thing as well.
yeah, okay, yeah. Remove definitely both of your
100%.
Yeah, you can get whenever you're ready, either of you. gonna take me a minute to figure out the items. Okay, but in the meantime, celebration commences where the gods all sort of raise from their seats. I'm not going to reorganize the gods too much because it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But they will all sort of like leave their balconies and rise from their thrones and attend the garden balcony outside and just start like musing, and goblets of wine will begin to appear to all of you. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. So I guess my initial question is there anything that, oh man, I lost Brandon again? Is there anything that you guys, like, is there anyone in particular you'd like to speak to or to each other initially? Calmer setting, maybe the druid might want to associate with some of the gods, perhaps
No.
not.
Well, first of all, Valerie will, like, Alicia pull Valerie inside and speak with her and say, I wish that could have gone better.
Could have gone better, but could have gone much worse. He's
Oh.
with, being born, which is what we set out to do, so I'd call it a success.
Suppose. I may.
Though he did look like he had something else in mind.
No. Oh, did you see that look on him?
He was. Listen, I know we're trying to be open-minded here, Alicia, but the ancient druids gave the gods their names for a reason. Meaning knows better as well as anyone that they all received their names as a warning for what they actually are. Athena is the deceiver, Zeus is the sky tyrant. We should be cautious. They are not good creatures.
Maybe I've been naive doing this. Have I been naive doing this?
I don't think you've been naive. Everyone agreed that this was the best path. This was a decision made by all of the archdruids.
We may need to win the other gods to our side, perhaps.
I mean, their politics work a lot more different than ours. Our community's based on honesty and community, but theirs is so much more self-serving, it seems. We'll have to, maybe we should speak to the Demithots. They would know how to mingle with the gods better than we do.
True. I will ask Thalia that she speak with her mother, so we might get a chance alone to speak with her. An audience with her.
Thalia now, so that's great. Yeah, we should look at them.
Yes.
We should also, never mind.
Do you want me to go speak with her, or should I? Should you?
Oh, no, it's fine. You've got enough on your plate. I'll manage Thalia. I'll manage.
Ladies, please stay together. I can't watch both of you at the same time if you're not together.
He just came up.
Oh, don't worry, Gyasi. I've got my eyes on Valerie.
And Lisa just has a joke in her head she doesn't say. And she will, and Alicia will ask the Demithots that, isn't it a bit soon to be celebrating like this? It feels like they're acting as if they've already won the war.
We won a battle.
Oh no, it's a great battle. I'm not opposed to partying, but it is somewhat sudden. Then
Well,
again,
Alicia, this has been so long in the making, even longer than we realize. A lot of these gods have been suffering for a while.
suppose so. Still, I Okay. It'd be nice to say what the gods like to see what kind of wine the gods like to keep on hand.
What you wish for.
Well, he's so Zeus has told us not to that we can't leave that Valerie and I cannot leave Olympus at this time.
No, you must be escorted.
Escorted, okay.
Or it's to be taken of an act of war, which seems dramatic.
We could
Don't give him an excuse.
Of course not. I don't plan to.
Well, I recognize an angry, rearing bear when I notice one.
Well, one of us will have to go back to bring in one here.
You could simply send a message to him.
Good. Valerie, is there a way for us to communicate with him beyond this dimension?
I will think about it with Gaia. Whatever we druids do, I'll meditate and stick my head.
Okay.
The son of the messenger god might be able to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be willing, Gyasi?
Yeah. Gyasi, could you help?
I'm checking. Quick like a bunny.
Thank you.
You like rabbits, where I come from.
Any
Talos is gonna
distance,
go see
even other
Mom.
planes. Yeah, I'm more than happy to.
Could you just let Ian Warren know that we were successful, and whenever he's ready, he can come?
I certainly will.
Thank you.
I'll also ask Ouroboros, is your father always like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's a chip off the old block. Cup check.
No saying?
Cup check.
The way you've described your mother, it seems as though she's hardly any better.
What are you talking about my mom? Huh?
I thought he described her to me already.
Those are the same about my mother? Huh? Oh, she's back.
Hey, Brandon. Hey, speak to the devil. He's here. Hey, Brandon. Hey, man.
Talking about you.
Hey, what?
We're
So,
just talking about you.
we were talking about you, Ouroboros. Alicia was talking to you and said, "Is your father always like that?"
Yeah, all the time.
Is your mom? And Brandon, Ouroboros has described his mother to me, right? To us, right?
I don't know if I have.
And what is she like? Is she more like you?
My mother.
I don't wish to intrude, but
No. You are. My mother is a woman that is both power hungry and wrathful.
I've never heard of that. Never heard that before.
She is a woman with dedication and a deep-rooted need to save her people. And for that, I can respect her. For her actions, less so.
I see. Well, let's see. you all saw how Zeus looked when I mentioned the power of Gaia. Right?
Indeed.
Was
I mean, Gaia is their mother.
it was, but it wasn't an interest of an alliance. It was an interest of. It was a look of greed, lack of a better term.
Greed. Why do you think that is?
It's
Valerie says, because he does want, I think, the knowledges and powers of Gaia, but it didn't seem like he had in mind actually trading and dealing for his power, more maybe just taking it if he could.
Much like he did his father.
and Cronus' father before him. This fucking family.
It's not just him.
I
and
know.
It's not just his family.
Oh, I know. Is there any other gods who do you believe might be more persuasive to my appeals?
Well, you can appeal to the gods as much as you would like, but unless Zeus is on your side, nothing will occur.
Do you think Aphrodite might be a balm to your cause, as she was once before?
Might I speak with her? Might I gain a private audience with her?
I can ask.
We would be grateful. Valerie and I would be grateful.
No, you can have that all by yourself. That's alright. I need to speak to Thalia anyway, so while you're doing that, I can talk to her. So, in this moment, you will all be approached by a somewhat lame god, very brawn and very strong, sort of covered in soot, but one arm's a little longer than the other, one leg is actually like made of metal. And he has a long beard, slightly balding, looks a little burned around the eye, one of the eyes. He comes up and goes, "Oh, hey guys, hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yo, Global Investors!
Hey, sorry, good to see you. Oh man, wow, good job, just great job. Listen, my father told me that I should come speak to all of you, and that includes you, Druid people. He wants to also extend my services to all of you in the form of if there's an item that you have on your person that you'd like upgraded, I'd be more than happy to provide such upgrades. But as for you, Silenos, you asked for a boon to aid you with your martial powers, so I'll be making something brand new and custom for you.
Thank you very much. Again, I don't require anything for this, but in the name of the gods, and I'll take off the silver scale shield from Ozen, and I'll toss it in the forge.
And I toss it to him.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh well, this is
I was gonna say also even just throw it in the lava like a tribute.
Yeah. Well, you're not in the forge right now. Like you're on the throne.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so
But
he
yeah.
goes, "Oh, this is a very fine piece of craftsmanship. This is a dragon scale. Wow."
Yes. Actually, Nicholas designed it for me. I thought maybe you'd like it. I don't really need it so much anymore.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, you can just hold on to it.
sure. Always good to have extra stuff. You never know when a demigod needs a boon, and I don't know what time I have. But which is a good point. Is that any upgrades or for your sake, Salanos, the special items to be created will be done first priority. So you won't have to wait an extreme amount of time like last time. It'll be produced rather quickly. Upgrades and such.
Gyasi is just going to look at his state of dishabille and go, I got nothing for you.
Well, there's no magic items you like to upgrade. What about your winged boots? I could put a little more speed into them if you want.
I'd really love not to be walking around in like less than a loincloth. That would be super.
He kind of like looks at you a little uncertain what you mean, and then looks around the rest of you and goes, "Oh, right. No, you don't. Right. You're more mortals don't like. Okay. Absolutely. Don't even worry about that. I'll do that for you for free. You want some you like studded leather, right? I can make you something.
Anything would be great. It's
All right,
a little breezy.
I'll hook you up in armor or something.
As Hephaestus is talking, I'm going to lean over to Thalia. Is this the cursed flame?
That sounds like a very apt name for him. If you need justice.
I'm sorry, I was just expecting him to be bigger. Very well. I will step forward and introduce myself as archdruid Alicia of the Moon Circle.
Oh yeah, I did that. I don't know what any of that circle arc stuff means, but it's sure interesting to meet you. But yeah, you want a little upgrade or something? You want a cool new stick?
I am very happy. I've been very sufficient with what I have, but I would happily accept any gifts you might be willing to offer.
I can make your spells a little difficult to resist.
That would be That would be wonderful.
All right, well, just give me the item. You want me the staff? You want me to fix up your staff a little bit?
I look at Valerie and say, I guess I'll do it. Like, very well, as a sign of trust. Hand it over to him.
Oh, the cursed flame. Let me see. Are you sure?
You have to. You gotta take some steps here. Gotta take a risk sometimes. And I'm willing to show him the staff.
All right, that's a very nice staff. I see some places where you can infuse a little extra juice into there, make it a little more augment your power. All right. And he'll open up the bag on his belt, and your staff will disappear. And he goes, I'll have it fixed up for you probably by the morning time. No problem.
Thank you. Could you help my friend here as well, perhaps?
I goes, oh yeah. What would you? First to Valerie says, yeah, no. What magic items do you have? I'd be happy to upgrade. She goes, no, I'm good. Goes, well, hey, you sure you don't mind? I mean, I'm the Forge God. I can make some really potent stuff for you if you want. She goes, I'm really good. You don't. No, I'm fine. Oh, go.
She's thankful for your offer, Lord Hephaestus.
He just kind of gives a little sort of hurt, kind of bitchy smile at Hephaestus. Hephaestus kind of looks at her and kind of scans her up and down with a little bit of a spiteful look. Kind of turns his shoulder to you guys and says, all right, well, what about the rest of you? Who else has stuff they want a little extra power or something?
Well, really.
Do you have any armor I can upgrade for you?
I've got this hide armor, could I get my hands on studded leather to upgrade instead easily enough? Or
If you want me to give you standard leather and give it a pretty basic enchantment, I mean that would be an upgrade.
sure.
All right, I'll see what I can do. He'll make you a better studded leather. All right, Gyasi's getting studded leather. Thalie's getting studded leather. We'll upgrade there.
Well, I am curious, what could you do with this? And she'll pull up the apple of discord.
She goes, oh, the Apple Discord. Yeah, it looked, I'll be honest, it looks a little tarnished. You probably taken this to a couple planes or something, huh? I remember when it was first thrown, the fight that broke out there. I mean, it's lost a little of its sheen. I could polish it up for you with some of the special magical polishes I have in my forge, and I could give it its original potency, maybe make it a little bit more, I don't know, rather than just like a little single instance of, fighting each other, maybe a little bit more intense. Make people sort of fight each other until it goes away.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, would be great.
Alright, so I'll make for you some leather, well, just a regular set, and then I will polish up the apple. Alright, I'll take it from you and pop it in this pocket. It's okay, who else? Oh yeah, I'm also making your stick better. Well, before we move on, or do this more of this, Ouroboros, how long do we have you for?
Well, the Wi-Fi, the signal has been kind of so
Right.
that's why I've been having to leave.
No problem.
I guess we'll never know.
So I wanna deal with something to do with you, Ouroboros. We'll come back to the Hephaestus stuff. But in this moment, Zeus approaches, puts an arm on your shoulder, and says, "Son, come with me." And he'll look and say, "Bring Thalia and Silenos as well."
Yes, Father.
Actually, no, I take it back. He invites you personally. He just wants to have a one-on-one with you. He'll call him later. So he'll take you aside.
Okay.
He'll take you right out of the room, like right out of the gardens. And you'll ascend up the steps towards his temple. He said, "Son, you wished and asked me the power to battle and defeat Kronos, yes?"
Yes, Father.
"I know in the mortal realm kings assign heirs. It is not such here in Olympus, as I will not die, and nor will many other gods. But you have my favor. You may not be Athena, but you are every bit of Hercules equal, if not superior, in mortal task. And Hercules ascended. And as you enter into his temple space that you've been into before, Zeus's personal temples, you'll see inside what is most notable. Like, you see all kinds of stuff. You see war trophies, the heads of great monsters, a giant four-poster bed, all of the accoutrement that you'd expect the king of the gods to have in his personal quarters. But what's most important is that there is not a dais, but a little plinth in the middle of the room, and sitting on top of it is this ornate goblet. It's a kilix, really, that is decorated beautifully with filigree paint of gold and black paints and such. But what's most interesting is that inside there is a pink and purple bubbling liquid that smells wonderful and delightful to the nose, and it reminds you of the same colors as you've seen flowers in Aphrodite's garden. He says, "Did you know, Ouroboros, that your brother Dionysus was once a demigod as well?"
No.
"He was the first demigod that we made immortal. Hercules, for his many deeds, was made immortal. And though many titans have been felled, these last four that we mean to face, Oceanus, Hyperion, Kronos, Atlas, these are the most powerful by far. They make the titans that we defeated today look paltry in comparison. And Ouroboros, I see much of myself in you. I offer you ambrosia, Ouroboros. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I offer you in truth?
You offer me immortality?
I offer you a permanence beyond death, as you will not be subjected ever again. Seat and then I offer you godhood myself. You must, before you accept or deny, consider the consequences, Ouroboros. You cannot be a king of giants while you are a god. You cannot be a king of any while you are a god, but you can be one who has dominion and portfolio over all mortal kind. You may not be ready for this. This may be an offer you wish to accept later in your mortal life. But there are consequences to becoming a god. It changes you. It makes you more of what you are, but it also makes you remain as you are for all time. There is much that you might wish to know before you accept or deny, but I offer you some. For your many great accomplishments in the mortal world, your sacrifices, your valor, I offer you godhood, that you may forever be at my side, may forever rule over the dominion of men.
Father, I am driven nearly to tears at the thought that you would have such high hopes for me. And I would gladly rule by your side. But there is something that I feel is more important to who I am. If I become a god, will I be able to give my brother a good life?
Who's that?
The brother from my mother.
Ah. I see. As a god, it would be your purview and your allowance to look down on the mortal realm and grant them favor or disfavor as you see fit. From here on Olympus, you may look down from the high mountain and watch his progress. You may descend your power and wrath upon those that displease you, those who challenge your brother in a way that does not make you stronger. You have seen my wrath. You see how it functions. You would have the same rights. The mortals are yours to give favor or disfavor to at your leisure. You could, for all time, for his entire life, watch over him indeed, guide his path, give him divine patronage.
But would I be able to be a brother to him?
Do you remember Ouroboros early in your journey when this war began and you were brought into the fold? Remember,
I do.
do you remember how displeased your allies were when they learned they were demigods? How they complained and hurled insults and explained that we were not present enough in their lives. You remember this? These jealousy.
That is why I asked.
Yes. You see, we gods are powerful, but not omnipotents. We have great responsibilities, and you do not have the time, if you were to be a god, to watch over one mortal every day, all day. It would be all of the dominion of men that you would have responsibility for. You would be able to be a brother to him as I have been able to be a father to you. Which has been, as it is with most gods, infrequent. Much presence. And so it is. And we'll come back to that, as he lost his wife. Meanwhile, back downstairs with Hephaestus, you will look to. He knows he's making something for Salanos, he'll talk to you later. He'll look to you, Gyasi, and says, alright, so I'm making you standard leather armor, very basic, very easy to make. I could probably have them laying around my workshop, that's no problem. But as far as magical upgrades go, did you have something in mind that would work for you?
No, not really.
Oh, really? Are you? He looks between you and Valerie with sort of shock and surprise, not really like understanding what's happening here, not really getting it. So, are you sure? I can make you.
You've made a wonderful thing, a pair actually, and I've managed to lose both.
Oh,
I am sorry beyond words for that, and I do not feel worthy of a gift of your skill until I can keep better track of that which I have at my command. As you can see, I can't even manage to keep my clothes.
well, I mean, you let me know if you change your mind. And I mean, half the fun I think is losing the items because then that means someone down the line gets to pick it up and I get to see other people use it and whatever you want. But you let me know and I can make something pretty cool for you. All right. Well, we're gonna go work on these 2 items instead of more. And then Silenos, yeah. You want to, I know about your specifications. You want something to help you do your fighting stuff better, and I'll get on that too. And I'll just go make 3 items instead of 6 or 7. Kind of starts mumbling off to himself as he's kind of like walks away a little bit.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Make something for yourself. Something that would make you happy. You're always doing for somebody else. If you feel like you need to do me some good turn, please do it for yourself. Make something that would make you happy. That would bring joy and balance.
Okay.
Because right now you're doing everything for everybody else. You're having to rebuild, clean up your forge because I know that it was misused while you were gone.
Oh, yeah.
So please take the opportunity to make something for you.
All right. Okay. If that's what you want, I'll make something for me. Okay. Off I go. Something for me. He walks away like a little unsettled by the request. You don't expect that something he's been paid. Probably ever. So that'll be interesting. Okay. Sweet. So that's Hephaestus. So you wanted to seek an audience, Thalia, with Aphrodite for Elysia?
Yeah.
Okay. Very easy to find, the center of attention, as usual. You find Elysia standing you find Aphrodite standing next to Ares and them speaking with many other gods. And you approach.
Mother, I would like you to meet Elysia.
And she'll say, oh, let me go down so I realize I'm not pointing the camera very good today. I apologize on that point. She goes, oh, how wonderful. Yes, I was hoping I would get to meet them. Elysia, you approach and you see a number of minor gods you don't recognize, but you see the terrifying form of the god of slaughter and war, who is known as the Slaughterer to your people. He has a Spartan plume of pure, red that then is tallied up with flame above the top, blood red tattered cloak, and his armor is made of pure celestial gold. Just to look upon him, there's an unease to you as he sort of looks down at Thalia with burning red eyes under his shaded helmet with the look of he doesn't care much to regard her, but Aphrodite ignores, and you see the grace and beauty of Aphrodite before you, Elysia, one that makes people just to look at him. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful in form, barely dressed, big long eyelashes that caress pink eyes that promise of passion, long strawberry blonde hair that goes all the way down her back. It's hard not to be intimidated by the quality.
And both of them for very different reasons.
Yeah. She'll come you, Elysia, and say, "Oh, it's good to meet you, Elysia. Archdruid, is it?"
Yeah. Yes, it is honor to meet both of you, Lady Aphrodite and Lord Ares.
Oh, I'm gonna have my fun with you.
Thank you, thank you, my lady. It's honor to be here as well.
Don't take me so soon. Mentally loves
Alicia's holding it together, but slight kind of smirk breaks out across her face, but suppresses it quickly.
He says, "There are many who don't thank me yet. Many consider love to be a curse. I think one of them is your friend, yes?"
Yes, that archdruid Valerie. She was close with the Onus.
Very quickly, almost immediately, her face goes from a mischievous excitement about you to a very very much holding back tears expression. Just, oh, yes, the illness. I'm sure we will see him, perhaps.
Yes. I'm sorry. What did she say?
We'll see him again, hopefully, perhaps.
It would be a great pleasure to see him again. I mean, he was a remarkable man for what little I knew. What little I knew, for how little I knew him.
Yes. Yes, he was. And then, again, like a snap, all that like dour, heartbroken sadness immediately like is gone and replaced with that sort of mischievous excitement just immediately again, like she's just flipping masks off of her face. She goes, "So what can I do for you, my dear?"
Well, I am not familiar with the with the home of the gods, with this Olympus. I was hoping someone might show me where where to go and where to keep away from, perhaps.
Well, why don't you escort me to the gardens, and maybe I can show you a thing or two.
The, as you wish, my lady.
You like look over her shoulder and like slow heavy metal music plays as your Ares staring at you over her shoulder.
Like,
Noticing but him just like,
am I cutting in? Inside check. Am I cutting in?
go ahead and make me an insight check.
Natural 20, 32.
32. So I want you to keep in mind, Alicia, you don't know a lot about the intermingling relationship. So as I'm sure you, Derek, know that Ares and Aphrodite are famous lovers, you, Alicia, do not.
Yeah.
So what you gather in this moment is that Ares either is or was or wants to be Aphrodite's lover, and he wants to be jealously. And he's anyone who might in any way get between that as a threat. And as he stares and glares at you, it is with a wrathful jealousy.
Oops.
But Aphrodite, I think with a 32, you know that Aphrodite's probably quite aware of Ares' disposition, but doesn't seem to mind much. And she approaches you, it's very strange. She looks very large, but as she approaches you and offers her hand, it's almost like, it's strange prospectively. It's almost like she was maybe standing very close, which is why she seems so big. And then she approaches you, it's almost like she's getting exponentially further away and seems to almost shrink in a way. It's hard for your mortal brain to comprehend, but your perspective is so screwed up where she looks big and grand like a god should be, but as she comes into that personal space, she's much more proper height. It's difficult to interpret for your mind, but suddenly she takes another step forward to you, and it's almost like she goes from that grand godly size to a much more personable, maybe closer to your height size, and takes your arm.
And I will lead her to the gardens, like best I can remember where they were.
Yeah, and you just start like walking, and she just kind of like pulls you slightly in a different direction. You're like, oh right, yeah, the gardens are over there, right? Maybe I'm distracted by Aphrodite's flirtations. But you'll walk away, leaving Thalia and Ares there, and Ares looks down at you with a not quite as intense glare as Alicia, but Ares doesn't like you too much. And he says to you, "Child of Adonis."
Ares, it's always a pleasure.
The same cannot be said. How is your father?
He flourishes.
You all sort of huff and you almost feel like spark tension in the air, like residual anger, and he just sort of turns on his shoulder and will walk down the hall away from you, quietly wrathing about it. And you're gonna feel a little.
Your daughter as well too.
Incredible, pal. He stops momentarily. You see as the cloak sort of shifts by, his fist is in like a white knuckle, and he like looks over his shoulder and like looks at you from over his shoulder and just like continues onward. You get the sense he cannot bring wrath down upon you per the decree of Zeus, but he wants to. Hopefully that favor does not run out at some point. But you do feel another presence behind you as you will see Valerie approach. And she'll say, "Can we, mind if we, mind if we talk?"
I would enjoy your company.
Okay. She's like speaking to herself under her breath. She's basically put together. And she'll just kind of like walk away with you, maybe through these archways to a little bit more like, or maybe just along the fire line where there's a lot of people, and she'll just talk to you privately. But we will stick with Alicia and Aphrodite for the time being. Come back to that in a moment. And you're going to walk amongst the gardens, and beautiful gardens they are, Alicia, where the lakes of which you've never seen before, because Alicia, you come from a place where everything is nature, but here, like, as much as it isn't the druidic natural world, you cannot deny the beauty where marble is carved with incredible beauty and gilded with gold, and water flows off of marble fountains, and nature is put in its place to add design. Great pillars are built. You're not really exposed much to skilled craftsmanship. And this is the height of skilled craftsmanship. This is like tasting wine for the first time, and it's like an 18th century bottle, like perfectly aged, and it destroys your palate because you'll never taste anything as good again in your life. It's very, the peak of divine craftsmanship is before you, and it is beautiful beyond words.
I've never. Do all places in the mortal world look like this?
Not in the mortal world, Alicia. You are quite in fact the opposite, the immortal world. This is where we gods dwell. And thus, well, I ensure everything looks the way it should fit for such beings. Beautiful, without equal.
It's a beautiful garden, but I'm just not used to this. It feels restricted and ordered where to be, and less allowed to flourish, if you know what I mean.
You druids put so much emphasis on the flourishing of beasts and monsters and plants. But what of yourselves? What of people? Should their creativity, should their inspiration not be allowed to flourish as well?
Well, absolutely.
Then why deny yourself the beauty of such architecture, craftsmanship, masonry? Do these things not all deserve their own place?
Perhaps, but some people, perhaps, but from what I've learned, things don't tend to just to be happy with their own place. They seek to grow and grow over everything.
Yes. Everything requires a moderator. Do you know what would happen if, say, I'll speak for myself, if love was allowed to flourish unendingly? If people were allowed to feel passion and romantic love and all of these things without end?
Based on what I've seen of love of this world, I would be, to be honest, somewhat frightened by that prospect.
You have seen what my love came from, what love from Leonis came from, and you have also seen the pain that comes from its end. But Alicia, if love never ends, if there is no heartbreak, well, it overwhelms and take as much as it can give. Or if you do not feel pain or jealousy, how can you say that you truly care for that person? That's not just love. Passion comes from darker emotions, from lust, jealousy, from that animal side. And heartbreak. Yeah. Heartbreak tells everybody that love was real. But if you don't feel pain when it ends, then what was the point? It was just a fluffy thing that has come and gone like yesterday's breakfast.
Just like, Alicia will chuckle to herself and say, "I can see where Thalia gets it from. You sound like her."
You're mistaken, my dear. Thalia sounds like me.
What? I suppose she does. How? After taking a moment of silence, she's going to stop and ask Aphrodite, "Are we alone?"
She looks around. Never truly alone, Alicia. The gods have eyes everywhere. And she'll take you to direct you to keep walking. And she'll take you right to the edge and look down on all of Greece. And she'll say, as far as I can tell, we are alone. The wind does whisper in the ear of the god of the skies. Stone has its own way of speaking to the mason. All things, as I'm sure you are aware, Alicia, listen. Even that doesn't live. But we're as alone as we can be.
Like after Alicia takes a deep breath and looks at Aphrodite and says, "On behalf of all the druids, of those in the lands of Gaia, I thank you for and she's doing this in hushed whispers. I thank you for everything you've done. We would not exist without you, without your aid, long ago."
Well, I would appreciate to hear this. You druids know something of love and compassion that really no other being knows of. General love, a protective love for the entire world. It's something that's purified. Selfless compassion.
Supposed to love for each other, love for community. Strange how many forms it takes.
I admit, I find that passion and love for people is, well, far more amusing than love for trees and animals. But, as you've proven, there's clearly an important place for such things.
Yes. If I might ask, Lady Aphrodite,
Yes. Alicia,
why did you help us, my people?
for that very reason. Your people oppose the gods out of love. Love for the land. Love for mortal kind. Love for the world. It is a love, a selfless one that isn't based in jealousies and passions. It is pure. It is pure. And I don't think it was in my nature to let such a beautiful passion, such a general readiness to do good in the world, I don't think it was within me to let that be taken away. I could not help myself.
Well, it is because of that kindness that we are now here, that we were able to free Zeus.
Make no mistake, Alicia. I know of your people, and your people have many ill and protective names for us gods. Athena's the deceiver, I think I like that one the most. But make no mistake, Alicia, I can be just as wicked as any of them. I give, and I take. I may have helped the druids, but I am a god as well. So if you value me, perhaps consider that there is things to value in the others as well.
I am trying, and I'm fully trying to make peace between all people.
I know you are.
I'm not sure how to convince Zeus. Ian 1 will be coming, but I need some type of guidance to convince this guy to, I mean Zeus. Do you have any ideas that might turn 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 his mind towards us?
This Ian one, he is talking as he is wise.
He's the wisest of us all. Not much he speaks when he chooses to speak.
See, that is the thing that you druids don't have. You believe wisdom is the basis for all things, and while that is seemingly true, it is hard to be diplomatic when you have no ability to speak. You all have great minds for wisdom and nature, but you do not have tongues silver enough to convince a god. What you need is a diplomat who can speak, and speak well on your behalf. And I happen to know, and she leans in nice and close, and she says that my daughter can very easily bend the will of Zeus. She has what he wants.
What does she have?
She has beauty, Alicia.
That is...
And he says, never deny the passion of men. Never deny that those things rule them. Zeus is great and wise, and we'll put that before, but just to say a little tip in the right direction isn't going to hurt. Wait, my traps only work so well on Zeus as he's aware that I often make him bend to the wants of others. It's my little game I like to play, which is why I know that he's deeply tempted by my daughter. If you wish to push him in the right direction, perhaps Thalia may provide for beauty as an example of his mercy. Something to consider.
Thalia just kind of takes a deep breath, and I mean, Alicia takes a deep breath and looks over the horizon.
So knowledgeable about how nature, the trees, the plants work. But alas, you druids, though you speak to plants and animals, they are not great conversationalists. They are not wise leaders of eons of battle and diplomacy. Zeus outwits you, Alicia, in this point. You need someone who has the power to speak.
You truly believe this could work?
I believe anything is possible. And one thing that you ought to know, Alicia, for all your powers of the elements, the greatest power on Olympus is not lightning, it is love. For what bends the will of a god more than desire?
Yeah, you may be right.
Zeus is often accused so much of his infidelity and adultery and mad lust. But Alicia, who do you think gives him these things? Who do you think gives him these wretched desires? Who do you think plays with him and makes him stand on end when the right woman presents herself? Or man? A little peek behind the curtain, dear. And she'll give you a little wink. And she will, in all of her glory and all of her beauty, lead you to your contemplations, and she'll return to the party.
I will say, I will return with her, and I will say, perhaps thank you for speaking with me. It is best that we get back to the party. That fellow Ares. Yeah,
I'll
I don't.
make a.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
Maybe charisma check.
charisma check. Okay. Just a
Yeah.
charisma check. Not a saving throw, just a check.
Just a flat one.
Okay, challenge. Okay,
Just a
check.
check.
5.
Okay. She just kind of continues on with the party, as if ready to return, as if there's that her time with you has been good, but she is ready for other amusements. She listens to you. She's not rude or anything of the like, but that sort of curious look she first gave you seems to have faded. She seems to have something else on her mind now, and excitedly returns to the party to perhaps play with the desires of other gods. Before I move...
Oh, I was just gonna tell her. I hope Ares isn't mad at me for taking you away from him.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and laughs. Just Alicia, Ares is mad at everybody all the time. I expect you most of all presently. Oh, how men fight over beauty.
I suppose that's makes him powerful, being angry all the time.
Yes, he is quite forceful when he wants to be. And she sort of looks like thinking to herself, almost like she's not drooling, but you get the point. But we will return to the party. Before I move to Thalia and Valerie, is there anything else that Gyasi or Sil, or is there anything at all that Gyasi or Silas would like to do around the party? That is
I might go visit Artemis.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Easy enough. You find Artemis. She is she's just kind of hanging about. Maybe night's fallen, so she's maybe speaking with her brother Apollo, and you find your way over. And she goes, "So good to see you, Silas."
Yeah, he'll run up to her. Brother, it's good to see you. I'm glad to see you're okay. Were you harmed? Were you captured?
Oh, yeah, I was captured, but and sure, a little harmed, but nothing that I couldn't handle. The plan worked exceptionally well. Athena is, well, she's proven herself once again, goddess of wisdom.
Of course, I figured. What better way to take back the mountain than freeing the god of strategy first? Or, I suppose, second. I guess it's the owner of the mountain first.
Fair enough. It was a good tactic, and you all played your part perfectly, Salanos. Salanos, what's happened to your eyes? You look surprised.
Yeah, I can still see, in a sense, connected with the darkness of your domain, and I just have an understanding of it now.
Apollo, who's standing there, is looking at you with surprise. And in your blind sight, he, like, as you've seen him through two eyes, he almost is hard to look at. It's like looking into the sun, where his hair almost seems to plume with a radiant light, but now it's no trouble at all, like looking at any other god. And he says, "Speak Celestial?"
Sorry?
Speak Celestial?
I do, yeah.
He will speak in Celestial.
I'm not gonna... I'll make a deception if I have to.
No worries, no worries. Oh, yeah, no worries at all. But he speaks to Artemis and Celestial and says, Sister, he has darkness upon him. I can feel it. He's beyond my domain in many ways. The sun does not touch him as it once did. And Artemis sort of looks at him and looks at you and goes, Xananos, I remember we spoke of once, you speak of darkness. You've changed so much. You've gained power over darkness. You've blotted out the sun for yourself.
I've merely connected with the force of life and death, healing, and I'll pull out actually the bow. I'll pull it off my back, and protecting, but also the ability to take away and eliminate. I'm one of, as far as I know, 2 creatures, 2 beings to have been able to do this. And I'll continue. I'm going to continue. Like, even if he goes to speak up, and I'll say, and I'll look and I'll turn my head specifically to Apollo's eyes.
Yeah.
I understand that is scary. However, I have sacrificed portions of myself in your name. Though I'm powerful, more so than before, or just different, I'm still the same I was.
Both of them you see something you haven't seen in the gods very often, if at all. Very clearly through your blind sight, you see on their faces genuine fear, like of you. The yoke of God's fear is no small thing, not let alone 2. The god of the sun and the god of the moon look at you with genuine fear. And Apollo says, of course. Of course. That's the point. Perhaps you might excuse me, both of you. Yes, of course. And Apollo will hurry away.
Before, as he goes, I'll just say, Apollo.
He'll stop, turn. Yes, nephew.
You've seen darkness before, closely. Now is your chance to ask any questions about it. Take time and think. But the unknown is not necessarily the badness. It's merely dark.
He'll
Thank you.
nod to you and sort of slowly turn and continue to move away rather quickly. And Artemis will stay with you, Salanos, and she'll say, I warned you, Salanos. These things that you indulge in, as you know now, surely there's a terrible price to be exacted. It's a force it's a powerful force.
I agree. However, I think similar, not dissimilar to you. Perhaps it sees something in me. And should I go out of check, which I don't feel is the case, I know that any one of my fellow Demithots, or I would expect you, and he will hold her hand, would do what you have to do to protect Greece and the world, though I harbor no ill intention. Merely accepting the powers that must be necessary in this war.
Make a persuasion check.
It is.
I swear to God, check the game log. I swear to God.
Trust you, it's all good.
Natural
Natural
20 for a
because of
total of
course.
33.
You see that the fear still sticks, but it's not as like paralyzingly like immediately terrified. But like the fear remains, and she sort of eases and remembers that you're her son, and she'll say, Salanos, Apollo does not see the darkness, not at all, not ever. His entire domain, the sun never sees darkness. When it shines, it does not see the shadows behind the trees. It only sees the lights that it pervades, and the light comes from music and song and passions, and all of these things. Apollo doesn't see darkness, not ever. He makes it go away, or at least hide away. And I, Salanos, I'm much more acquainted, for the moon is surrounded by darkness, and so are the stars. But the moon is the light that bathes the way of the hunter, and so the hunter may see his quarry. I know to be surrounded by darkness. Perhaps it's fate that my son be just that, be such darkness. But it's the moon the
Sorry,
way.
go ahead.
And that's all. But it's the moon that bathes the way. But
Yeah, I'll say, perhaps, Mother, I see, and I had a understanding of Apollo's wariness, of, I'm sure, all gods' wariness, yourself included, for when it is daytime, you are away and Apollo is providing the light. When it is night, Apollo is resting and you are doing so. Perhaps just think of me as the middle ground, merely watching over the skies in the places the light can't reach.
just be careful. It's like you said yourself. Darkness is the end. It is nothing can survive there for long. Careful.
I agree. I have a trust in the cycle of life and death, and darkness and growth. Thank you for all of the gifts, everything. You've made me the hunter I am. Though it's my skill, it's your glory, your artifacts.
Remain ever silent. I.
Is there anything you'd like me to do with this? I got it on good faith from the druids, so I'd like to maintain that. But if you'd like to perhaps see it, or at least study it or document it.
The bow?
The bow. And I'll keep it in my hands, but I'll say, or perhaps we could go for a hunt together.
She smiles. She'll take the bow from you for a moment and
Yep.
sort of just look over it and feel the antler-like ends, and she'll say, "It was a long time ago that this bow was forged. It's interesting to see it again. With its champion, we did many great hunts. And as I think you know, it was used against the druids quite often." And she'll hand it back to you. She'll say, I don't know where your path is going, Cyanos. You're on a path I could not expect. But I have good faith in you. You're my champion, and I don't regret it. Perhaps you should spend some time to visit the Fates once more. It seems that your fate has become so different, intermingled with things that not even the gods fully understand. Maybe the Fates can help you understand what is to come.
Thank you. I will, but that can all wait. Just come with me for a hunt. No stress, nothing big.
I will, of course, always hunt with you, Cyrus. Even when you can't see me. But yes, let us hunt together.
Yeah, and he'll just do that before the whole event thing for a little bit.
Yeah, and as the sun has gone down at this point, which is how Apollo and Artemis find themselves in the same room. But as you two depart, the moon will come out, and Cyanos and Artemis will hunt once more together. All right, let's go back to Thalia. If Thalia's around. Yeah.
There she is.
All right, so Thalia, on the other side of the room, you find yourself walking with Valerie. She says, so I wanted to ask you about, this world works very differently. When people are struggling in the lands of Gaia, the whole circle comes out. The archdruid comes out, and we make a real point of trying to help people. And it happened for me, even though no one really knew what to do, and it was of great aid. And it seems so different here. People are expected to suffer alone. And I don't really believe in that. She looks across the room to the dead dragon that still remains. She says, I thought I was completely lost, and you were the guide, and you saved me from my own misery and lack of understanding of what I was feeling. But I hope you don't take offense, but I think I see now that you understand me because you were lost yourself in a way. You feel pain. And that's unfair to say.
No, I feel a great deal of pain for so much so that I could be tempted by such an offer.
Why did you come back?
All but told me to. I got to see him, hold him again for a brief amount of time, and he said it wasn't my time, and that hope is not lost in my time. Just as I told you, I was tempted to stay alive. I felt that I could have it all. I could have him back and not lose my family. They would be there with me in the past. I don't think I belong there, just as he didn't.
Things work so differently here. We choose when we want to die, or go away, or even sleep for many years in the land of Gaia. And your love very intentionally. It's built with magic. It's so unpredictable here. Anything can happen at any moment. It seems so unfair.
There is a certain risk that is associated with a mortal love. But the risk is worth it.
You asked me a couple days ago, I might disagree, but she'll reach down and she'll take your hand very gently, and just kind of like keep the hand down, feel your hand. She'll say, but I agree that this is good. It's all the pain of this world for the potential of something better.
Would not trade the pain of his loss for home together.
I have traded all of the security and ease of my world for the potential of something new. And she looks very deeply in your eyes.
And you are so brave to do such a thing. I admire you.
And so,
I think we all are in the beginning. Just trust that it is worth it. And she'll kind of give her hand a little squeeze with that.
Miles, because it seems foolish to be infatuated so quickly after having lost someone only what's happened.
Someone wants to be there. Sometimes it takes a new love to cope with the loss of another. We don't have to suffer alone, just as you said yourself.
I did that. You're no druid, right? But you're very wise. She'll just kind of, you'll see a little blush go to her cheek.
Have you partied much in the lands of Gaia?
Not a long time. We do ceremony, and there is some sort of like ritual dancing, but it's not like what Alicia does. Like, she's not like, she's got the demigod stuff going on, and I think we all understood what her deal was, but she's like really like kind of off in left field for a druid, she likes to kind of that's
Well, it can be fun to let loose from time to time, and we have cause to celebrate. So how about I show you a good time?
I'd like that.
Well, first things first, we're gonna have to choose you a new outfit and perhaps do your hair up a little bit. I have this rouge that would be perfect in your shade.
Rouge, right? She's like, she doesn't know what's going on at all. But you know, very much when somebody is infatuated with another, they're like, all right, sure, do what you want, I guess, and we'll see where it goes. And she'll let you pull her along, and you'll get her out of her like hide leathers and furs and whatever else, very druidic, and she'll let you do up her hair and dress her, and she's like, I feel so exposed, like, what if it rains? And like, as you get her like linens and stuff, and you start doing her hair, and start putting a rouge on her cheek, and she's like, what? And she's just like, she doesn't get fashion, it's very utility based, with the druids. So, but you do her up and get her all pretty, and she has a deep natural beauty for being the Eladrin that she is, but yeah, you do her up a little extra in the way that I suppose you like, and she looks beautiful.
Very cool.
After a little while, and you can take her out and grab some godly Dionysus wine, ruin her palate for wine immediately, and party away a little bit, and have a good time. And we will complete that good time next session. But before we go, we have a couple last minutes. Gyasi, was there anything you wanted to do here as the gods are gathered?
I am doing one thing in particular beyond trying to keep track of Alicia and
Valerie?
our other druid who is hanging out with Thalia, so she's taken care of. I'm avoiding Nemesis like a plague.
And
I got nothing that I want to deal with that anytime soon. So other than that, I've got nothing.
Understood. And Nemesis just kind of hangs out, and per her being a blind god, she's just kind of like milling about, but like you're kind of like trying to stay away and not look at her, but you don't know if she notices you or doesn't notice you, but you avoid her like the plague, but you can't help feel her awareness maybe following you around the room. You don't know if it's you don't know if it's her, but you stay away from that as best you can. Keep an eye on the druids and let the night progress. And at a certain point, Ouroboros and Zeus will have disappeared from the throne room. But we will check in on all the rest of that stuff and your various upgrades and magic items next session.
Excellent.
Okay. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Yo.